around in a situation that I feel like I'm not needed, but then by the time it's too late, because what if y'all have kids, or what if y'all, get married, and then now you feel like, well, you went into this feeling like you didn't need me or want me from the jump, but we just ended up having a one night stand, or we ended up having or whatever, and you got pregnant or just whatever. So I think there's a lot of influentials out there that are in these single capacity type of, situations where they preach that message.
Yes.
Oh, you don't need a man. You can obtain this status, and that is what is killing the man to want to obtain that role that you were talking about.
Dana, can I say something to what you
Nick, can
said
I
too?
respond?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Dana.
Okay. I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to know, could I
Oh,
respond?
yeah, it's your world. Go
Of
ahead.
course you can, Miss Dana.
Okay, what I want to say to the guest, I'm sorry, all I remember is your last name was Porter, so I'll say Mr. Porter.
All right.
I see all those influences, but I'll talk about myself and give my frame of reference for transparency. 2019, I'm coming out of a relationship. So we go into the pandemic. And I no longer have that person in my life that supports me. So I become that independent woman where I have to do everything, multiple streams of income, which is nice, but I don't have that a partner there to support me and that I can support.
Right.
It's just me and I'm by myself. I see all of those influences of Oprah, of all of those, and being an independent woman. And you know what I learned coming out of the pandemic? I don't want to be independent anymore.
I know that's right.
I want a shoulder to lean on.
Yes.
Right. That
It's
part.
very hard and it's very difficult to show up in all these spaces as that woman and be confident enough to walk in, hold your head up, and be that person. But men are drawn to femininity. You know what I'm saying?
Break that down to me.
So I can say that about myself. I don't want to be independent anymore. I don't want to be strong anymore. I don't want to be referred to as a strong black woman, because strong black women and having that persona is killing us.
Dana, I have a
It
question.
is physically killing us.
Okay, I'm sorry. Alex said break down the
Alex
femininity.
Porter. Okay, I got it.
Break down femininity to like what you said that men want femininity.
Femininity, vulnerability, just knowing how to be nice, how to be
Nurturing.
kind, how to be polite, how to smile,
Right.
not to always be the.
Yeah.
Dana,
It's that
can I
simple.
say something, Dana? As a married man, let me.
I'm sorry.
Listen, Dana.
Yeah, go ahead.
As a married man, you are preaching, because I have this conversation a lot, even with my wife, about just. She asked me, like, what do you want? How do you feel about this and this and this? And I tell her, one of the most things I harp on is the feminine part, right? Mm-hmm. And I had to really explain what that meant from a man's perspective.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because I think women, sometimes we're just on different pages about that. And a lot of times for men, it's very old-fashioned. Just be nice.
Be nice.
Just talk to me like
Talk
you
to
would
me
talk to
nice.
somebody that you cared about, right? I think
I
oftentimes...
mean, just as small as something. You know what I didn't used to do? I'm sorry, Nick.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
it's
no.
What I
okay. This
didn't
is a
used to do
conversation.
for a long time, because I was so strong and independent, I never smiled.
See, and that's important.
When
That's
people
important.
would smile
Somebody
at
wants
me, I
somebody
would just
pleasant.
look away
Right.
or avert them if I didn't know them, and all of that. And what I saw so much of, like, the last 2 years is sometimes locks are open without a key, but just a smile, or the smile is the key. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or just the
And
little
I did a
things.
lot of that, and I never thought about it until someone told me, you don't have to be so strong all the time. What are you being strong for? You know me. It's just us.
Or it could be just the little things. Can you hear me, Dana?
I can hear you.
It could be the little things. Like for me, a lot of women don't understand that men love the little things. Like, let's say I'm driving in a car and you start rubbing the back of my head. That type of affection, let's say I'm walking through the mall, you reach over and you grab my hand. All right? Or
Not just because a pack of fine girls started walking by. But
exactly, because you really just facts. Thank you, Danny.
like it was like,
Yeah.
babe, I love you. Like, come
Exactly.
on, let's-
Like you just
know what I
you just
relate
hold my
that
hand.
to?
yes.
As men and women, but I'll say from women because I am a woman, so we don't know how to be intimate.
Preach, Dana.
Oh.
Dana.
Preach.
That's she
Preach.
dropping bombs, baby. Tell us.
We
Tell
don't,
us.
we don't know what that is,
That's
and
a
we
fact.
go through so many paces and kind of going through the stages of relationship without undressing emotionally to that other person. We feel that we have to keep up these walls and keep up this facade with this person, or they're not going to want us, and whatever they're giving us, we want. So we feel we have to be what that person wants us to be instead of who we really are, and that's where the relationship really begins.
And can I say this without women getting offended?
Emotionally and not only physically with that other person.
And can I say this without women getting offended?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
That's a problem that a lot of women carry to the next relationships by making the new man pay for the old man's mistakes. And what I mean by that is this. Like a lot of men, listen, unless a man is really just not affectionate and he just want to be hardcore all the time, any man that tell you men require love and affection. Don't let them lie to you. And it's not a lot of the big things. It's the small things that we were like my brother just said. How about you smile? Pay attention to us. Mm-hmm. How about you, even if you think it's outlandish, how about you entertain the thought of my dream? Mm-hmm. Just be like, you know what, babe? That actually sounds like a good idea. Why don't you go to pursue that?
So support.
Support. And even if it fails and it doesn't work out, the fact that you took the time just to support what you thought that I can accomplish builds another block and another foundation on our energy growing together and taking that next step. Why? Because I say this daily, and I say this to anybody. Any woman that I'm a mess with or talk to or whatever, all right, if you support my vision, there's nothing I won't do for yours. And what I mean by that,
I can understand that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And there's, if you just simply support my vision, there's nothing I won't do for yours, which means I want you to give me a reason to want to give you the world. A lot of women be like, well, I want a man that could do this. I want a man that could do this. Okay, well, show me that you want that so bad by giving me a reason to want to give it to you. And the thing about that is, and that reason don't got to be so explosive or so big or so this. It can be just kind of like the things that both of you were saying. Affection, love, like support. Men, I promise you, every man is different, of course, but a lot of men, we require so little. I remember girls used to ask me, they'd be like, yo, Alex, what is it that you want out of a relationship? Or what is it that you feel like you whatever? I said, you know what? I don't ask for much. And she's like, well, what is it? I said, love me and want me. I'll take care of the rest.
I love you. But see, that's such a broad, so everyone has their own idea of love.
I'm going to show you as we build the journey together, though.
Got it.
The definition of love is right. It's so broad. But the more you get to know me, you're going to find out what my definitive definition of what it is that means, just like I'm going to find out yours.
Dana, what do you think about that?
I agree with what Alex is saying, but I also want to say for us and women that are younger than us,
yes,
we're so used to every relationship that they're in being transactional. You give me this and I give you that.
I'm guilty of that,
And without
Dana.
understanding that we're putting ourselves in a posture of passive prostitution.
Thank you. I agree with that.
Passive?
No, I agree.
I'm
I agree with that.
I love
Dana, that is so true.
That's
it
the
is
first time
very
I heard that.
transactional. It is, because
So,
I used to equate love with
I'm
that.
going to
You're
be
so
also...
right.
Oh, sorry, Danny.
No, you're right. I'm agreeing with you 100%. You are so right about that, Dana.
I'm going to be a little bit more transparent on this phone call. And I started to listen to you. I got the little indicator from Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw that you had a guest and you started talking and you introduced him. And he was starting to talk about women he likes or what he likes in a relationship. And when he said he was very affectionate, it made me cringe. And I had to check myself.
Why did it
Why?
make you
That's not
cringe,
something
Dana?
I readily like. Say it again?
Why did it make you cringe?
Because that's not something I like, because I didn't grow up around that. And
Yes.
in my relationships, I could always say what I liked and what I didn't like and what I wanted too much of and what I didn't.
You
And
know,
so when he says that, that openly made me cringe and made me feel uncomfortable because that's one of my hang-ups.
Oh,
you
so
know,
what would you do? Like, what would so what? How would you overcross? Like, how would you bridge that gap? How would you guys come together? Like, would it start off with, like, can he come up behind you and nestle you, or would it be like, ew, to go and grab his hand? You'd be like, oh, it'd be like bullets, like, to like, you're just,
No,
I mean, like, you're just.
probably initially when I was younger, like in my 20s and stuff. But now that's fine. But I would have a conversation with someone that I would become dating or exclusive with, and let them know that what my hangups are. But I will do my best.
By hangups, what do you mean? That made you cringe, meaning
Cringe.
like you want a guy to be affectionate or you
Because
don't?
it's not something that I'm used to because I didn't grow up with that.
right.
Yeah.
So she just is
So
like, yeah, like,
someone being
like,
affectionate or
why you
overly
touching me?
affectionate with me is
Why you
not
touching
just
me?
something
We're
I'm
not fucking.
accustomed to. So, I would back away instead of leaning in. I would, back up.
Got
You
you.
would reject them.
Yeah,
I know.
everybody's different,
Aw.
yeah.
I dated somebody
And
like
and
that,
one of the
and they
things
made me
that
feel like shit.
yeah, and one of the reasons why, and it's crazy that you said that,
'Cause
right,
I'm a
Dana?
love bug.
Because thank you, and I am too. And one of the reasons why I'm so affectionate is because I had a rough childhood and I suffer from neglect.
So he wants it. So it's the exact opposite. He's like like a clingy, like that makes you want to make up for all the love you didn't give.
Not-
like I'm a lover.
Not overly clingy, but
not clingy, but just like affectionate,
touchy feely. Exactly.
Affectionate.
I'm very, like I said, yeah. Put your arm under my arm. Let's hold hands walking on a red carpet, or let's like kiss my forehead if I'm on the couch watching a game. You feel me? Like, and I'm a huge sports guy, so it's like I don't care.
too.
It's like let's like I'm in the industry. For those that know, I get tickets to some of everything. Sometimes I sit courtside, sometimes I don't, and I'll be going by myself a lot because there's nobody that wants to roll with the type of energy that I provide. Because I'm like, yeah, if I'm bringing you out to whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna show that. Oh,
You're
this
with
is the
me.
Thank you, Danny.
like we are together.
Thank you,
we
Danny.
go together. Okay.
That part. So it's like there's different things that I may want to tap into. Like I'm not annoying, but yeah, I just happen to be one of those men that I'm affectionate, and and the thing about it is, whatever I give out, I want to reciprocate it.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, and guess what? And if it's reciprocated, guess what that's gonna do? That's gonna make Alex Porter become a better version of myself to want to give out and do even more.
So just love. So you just
Boom.
like love. It's all love. Dano, how do you feel about that, my love? My love.
No, I like hearing it because it's refreshing to know that a man can be confident and be intimate and know how to express intimacy, how to receive intimacy.
Oh, I love
Can
that.
I wanna
Nick,
say
how do
something
you
about
feel about that? Right.
So
I
look.
feel like Nick is more of a Dana.
He can listen to all this movie
I'm
talk
straight
and
choking
I
so
feel
funny.
so
off
bad
the
for
rip.
Miss J sometimes. I'm like, aw, Jordan.
She
I
already
can
know
see
it.
you just
Jude,
sitting
you
there
know
watching
what
the
it
game
did.
like, go.
Nah, you know what's up? No, we big kick it. That's the crazy part. Like we big kick it. Yeah, right. 'Cause actually, I took my time. That's what happened. But I'm listening to this conversation from everybody, and I wrote down some notes. But I was thinking about this. Right.
I love notes.
I feel like I've come to this conclusion during this conversation is that, and this goes for men and women, mostly in the Black and Spanish communities. Right. Is that
Okay.
I'm seeing that we're both are a group of hurt people.
Yes.
Okay. And what I'm noticing hearing both you women talk is that you guys are suffering from the exact same thing that the men are suffering from, right? Which is we do not know how to be men in that sense, to show love, right? We didn't see it. So somebody can tell you till you blue in the face. You understand? But if you don't witness it, you can't apply it. You can only regurgitate what somebody told you, but if you don't actually see it and walk it through, you cannot apply it to your actual life. So I didn't witness I didn't witness black love, like two black people enjoying each other's company, not arguing, until I was grown. Like I met one group of people that was 2 or 3 years older than me, and I was so infatuated with them because they seemed like they just had a great relationship that I had never seen amongst black people, and that encouraged me that, you know what, I can do this, because up until that point I had never seen it. I never witnessed it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to walk up to my wife and just hug her.
Now, were you raised with both
Right.
parents?
No.
Okay.
My dad, nigga.
Yeah.
My
We'll
pops.
fill you in on
He don't
this
wanna
guy
tell
right
My
here.
Speedy
pops,
stories.
nigga. Shout out to Pops.
Shout out to
boy.
Papa.
That nigga had me out there thugging
Alex
with that
Porter,
thing.
this is Speedy.
He had me
That's
out
his
there
father.
thugging, man.
Okay, okay.
But yes,
Okay.
but you know, but that was his path. So I had to really learn, and this is as a grown ass man.
Yeah.
I had to really sit back and say, damn, do I even know how to talk to a woman?
Yeah.
How to treat my wife?
You got to create
How
the
do I-
blueprint.
How
Because
do I
it wasn't
show
shown.
right? How do I
Facts.
show her? And it's not that it's not about me. That I just want to show you that I care. I appreciate these things, right? And then
Yeah.
I have to understand from her too. Luckily, she grew up with her mother and father in the house, which is
Jada,
which
shout out
which
to
was a
Jehovah's
key
Witnesses
thing.
for
Which was
that.
a key thing. So and that was a big blessing because she understands a man's energy.
Yes.
She can understand. She can process. I went and hung out with
That
her
is really
dad.
important.
Right. Her dad does the same thing I does. Her dad will come home, kick with her mom for a minute, and they go chill in the space, right?
Of course.
I do the same shit.
That's what men
So,
do usually.
right. In most relationships I've been in, that causes friction.
Why?
Because most women are not used to that man's energy doing that. They're used to the television where the man come home, he talk to the wife, y'all go sit down, have dinner and shit, and that's not
It's
reality.
scripted.
Reality is when you're around your father, you see it. Like he gonna come home, speak to his family, check on everybody, then he need a minute.
Right.
So I think
to
right.
regroup.
So I think because she actually seen it and was raised in that environment, it makes our space better.
Yes.
So I think as
So
a,
she's
as a
not like a
community,
clinger.
right, we all have to sit back and go, damn, we're all fucked up. So when I'm dealing with another black woman, I have to be patient. I got to really sit back and take my time and say, damn, maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she just doesn't know how to show me these things.
That needs to be on
Or-
both sides of the coin. A woman
Right.
needs to understand because guess what? I never grew up with a male representative in my entire life. I've never had a father,
Facts.
never had nothing. Guess what I saw? I saw nothing but all women, to the best of their ability, try to teach this young boy
Right.
trying to become a man.
Right.
So different things that I had to learn and freestyle on my own,
Right.
like you literally just said, I may not know how to do
Right.
because I've never seen it. So I had two grown-ass women,
Right.
my mom and my grandmother, try to teach me. And if we being candid, this is let Danny tell it, so we tell it like it is.
Yes.
So one of the things is I had two grown-ass women had to teach this young boy how to pee standing up. Two grown-ass women had to teach this boy that to be like, these are certain things that you do and that you don't do and whatever. That is supposed to be a man's role or job. So then certain things that we may not know how to do. So now if I'm in a relationship and a woman is looking at me trying to judge or stereotype me, whatever, like my brother just said, if a woman would take down the shield and take down the pride and be all like, okay, why am I judging him on something he may not know how to do? Because he was never taught. Now, if you got to, now it's not in a bad perspective that the female got to be like, oh, well, I got to teach you how to this, and that. It's not that you got to teach me, but it's maybe you can show me a different perspective of how I can accomplish to whatever it is you want me to do in a manner, in a way that I now understand. I'm going to give you some free game right here. I've never in my entire life knew about credit until my late 20s. Why? I was never taught about it. Never, and I'm talking about 28, 29. Never knew about credit. Nobody ever told me, Alex, it's important to have A1 credit, this, and that, until I was 28 or 29 years old because I was never taught. I told you I had a rough childhood growing up. I was mentally and physically abused as a child, severely. So because I never had a man there to teach me certain things, so then when I turned 30, I was like, wait, credit is important to have? You feel me? So then now, guess what? Thanks be to God, I got A1 credit. Because
Hey.
I was been working on it for the past. So it's like if there's certain things that's never taught, and I think that and vice versa, there's a lot of women that are raised by single moms. Also, there also are a lot of single individual parents that a lot of men and women don't know how to do. I think you need to start saying that more. And what I mean by saying that more is,
Oh,
and what I mean by saying that more is
tells
this.
us.
What I mean by saying that more is this. This is not, a lot of people can watch TV or watch cartoons and think that that's how it's going to be in reality. Men love to just come home and chill.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And we need a
Well
second
aware.
to thank you. Exactly.
I am too.
So
I
we
wanna,
need a
I don't want to
second to
come
just
home and kiki and I want to too.
Yeah.
Like I need time to decompress as well. I don't feel like I don't. Well, I don't subscribe. This is not my narrative. I'm not that woman that's like, oh my goodness, I've been waiting for you to get home all
But
day long.
no.
And
So wait, hold. Let me say this though, Danny. Because look, I got it. Dana, stay there. So listen to
yeah,
this
Dana,
though.
please stay there.
Because the flip
Okay,
side,
I have something to add.
Yeah, please.
The flip side of that, Danny, is this: it requires balance, right? Because this is the craziest part. I need my space, right?
Yes.
I don't want to be smothered and all that. But if when I walk in the house, if my wife don't do what you just did, I might feel some kind of way.
See, look at that.
I know it's fucked up, but or if I'm chilling, if she let me chill too long without coming to check on me, I feel some kind of way. I get up and go check on her. So right, and it's, but I don't get mad at her for that because she just took the time. I'm assuming to just understand the balance in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But it can't be only on your terms, is what I'm saying. Like they, just like you guys need your me time. As soon as that's over, and we need our me time.
It has to be a compromise.
You know what I mean?
Has to
Then
be a
it's not
compromise.
like just because you're ready. When I was ready, you was like,
Facts.
give me a minute, babe.
Facts.
But now that you're ready, that don't make me want to. Oh, okay, you ready now?
Right.
You know, like
But
I'm not.
that's in the process of getting to know each other. Like if you're in a relationship long enough with somebody, right, D, you would know that man's personality and his ways. If like because we're here, I'm gonna just use me and you. All right, you know I'm a big sports fanatic.
Right.
All right, if you know the game is on, you're gonna be all like, I love my man. All right, I love Alex Porter. This, and that. But I know not to bother him and I'm a huge Clippers fan. I've been a Clipper fan since I was 3 years
Oh,
old.
shame on you.
Yeah.
You had me all the way up until there. I'm a Laker baby.
Oh, you're bad. Anyway,
Sorry for y'all clips. Look.
we made it all the way. It's okay. We made it to the West Conference. I'm not tripping. I'm proud of my squad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been a Clipper fan since I was 4 years old because my family's in it.
Okay.
All right, my uncle's Michael Cage. My people's is Tracy Murray.
Oh,
like
okay.
Clipset is in my blood.
Okay.
You feel me? So so it's like it's
Well, I do like Sam Cassell.
this is Sam Cassell's a homie.
He's very nice.
Yeah. So it's like if I'm
So your
locked
love
in, I'm
language
tuned in.
is leave me alone during the
I'm
game.
like, yeah. Well, not that like you ain't gotta bother me, leave me alone. Like no, but I'm locked in
Okay.
when sports and stuff is on, and I'm a basketball guru, so I'm not.
Don't pick time. Pick that time to talk to me about what's been on your mind.
That part,
Okay,
exactly.
gotcha.
So it's like, if a lady knows that about me, then it's be like, okay, so you're not gonna come up to me and want to be all of this because that's one of the things.
What
I
did you
know.
mean when you had said the other day when?
Exactly, because you
like,
know
babe,
that,
it's the fourth quarter. They only got 3 minutes left in this tie.
and that's
like,
gonna
leave me alone.
and that's gonna piss me off. Exactly.
Like, see, that's why I don't like your attitude. Why you always...
And vice versa. There's women that if us men would know the times where, all right, she's over there with her girls and they got all of their purses or bags out
Love
or whatever.
And Hip-Hop is on.
Love and Hip Hop
Real
is on.
Housewives of Potomac
Exactly.
is on.
Or something. And you'd be all like, you better not walk in that room and try to tap because she could be all like, what are you doing?
Well,
Exactly.
I feel like we're way more, we can multitask better than a man can when he's focused on something. It could be like, yeah, what you want, and then still be hearing that and still address what you want. Dana, chime in.
Okay, what I wanted to express when Alex was talking and Nick was talking about what they didn't see or what they could not mirror as children in adulthood is as our community goes on, what I would like for us to really focus on is healing. Because I too came from a single parent family, and I didn't see men interact with women or people or society or the community until I was an adult. So I wasn't used to hearing a man speak in a certain tone or in a loving tone. That's like something I had to learn and listen for. So it was always my way or the highway, or I don't want to do this. And I state that up front. If you say, let's go to this restaurant for dinner, and I know they specialize in sushi, I'll immediately say I don't like sushi.
Amen to that.
Instead of having that conversation with that person and saying, oh, what else do they serve? Do they have California rolls? What about shrimp tempura?
Right. Do you like baked rolls?
I
Maybe you want to try
immediately
this.
said what I didn't like.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to be that way and then seeing married couples, and I would watch men interact with their sons and daughters. to see how that's done because that wasn't my frame of reference.
Wow.
So I didn't know anything about it. I would just look or date men with children and be upset and angry because they didn't spend more time with me without spending any time with their children, or I'm a weekend dad, or I have custody of my child, or this is what I do with my child. And I'm like, well, where's my time at? You don't really have time to be in a relationship. I don't want to be with you because you don't have time for me.
Yes.
Without understanding that there were parts of me that needed to be healed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a part of not growing up with a father that was in the home that was emotionally available to me.
There you go.
Or any issues I had around anything dealing with men, I would strike first before they struck.
So it's like one of
And
those.
so I had to learn to relax and to be the woman that I am and be in my feminine person or posture when needed.
Something that you tapped on so well, Dana Dane, is when you said that we all need to heal as a people. Big J from Dallas said that too. He said the first thing he said through therapy. You know, like we have such a stigma about therapy.
Get some counseling, some therapy, some life coach, some
accountability coach.
Whatever helps you in your journey to become whole, because that's why we're here, is to become whole.
Yes. And do you feel like you need somebody else to do that? That's the biggest thing. Or are we supposed to come up whole?
Well,
I know the answer is...
Go ahead. I'll say, Danny.
Yes.
The biggest, or a part of the healing is healing in relationships, because who you attract is your mirror image.
Facts. You literally said the same thing I just said. Yep.
I said that too. I said it was something I was attracting. Critical thinker did not. He said that it wasn't who I was attracting. It was who I was probably attracting the right person, but I was rejecting them.
Well, understand this: the energy
you put out. I did see that in the chat.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't feel like. I feel like I was very broken, and I attracted broken people at that time. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people.
But also, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex.
No, you're good, sweetheart. I think a lot of people need to understand is the energy you put out is the pheromone you're going to get in return. And that's powerful. And a lot of people don't understand. Now, you could put out a certain type of energy that you don't even know that you're putting out. So whatever it is that you attract,
it's a direct reflection of how you feel or how you see yourself.
So once you clean that up or clean yourself up or heal from whatever, guess what? That pheromone and that scent is going to change.
I believe
so you're going to have a new attraction. One of the things that I'm phenomenal at is reading energy. I know exactly what you attract, Danny.
Oh.
Off the game, off the top.
What do I know? I'm sorry. You know, I could go on and on, Dana. I'm a ham, so I was going to let him go ahead and keep sweet talking me. But go ahead, Dana. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Dana, you were saying, finish making your point.
No, you're fine. I think I said it all, and I would just say, for all of us, or for those that feel they need it, is to start the healing within yourself. If you had that perfect childhood and you had loving parents that always supported you and everything, there's some part of you somewhere that could use counseling.
Yeah.
Even in the best of circumstances, because nothing is perfect, even with all of that. Because
thank goodness it's not perfect, because it wouldn't be room for improvement.
There you go. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Man. Oh, well, thank you so much for your call, Miss Dana Dane. You done came up here and dropped some real knowledge. That was a very interesting point that you said, that women have to get out of that transactional relationship kind of feel, because I used to equate love with because people could blame it on love languages, or that could be a legit reason. Like, people express the way that, I don't know, they've seen love was to, gifts in monetary form. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Not with, thoughtfulness or not with.
I think that's why so many people that, are advanced or therapists talk about loving somebody unconditionally.
Okay.
Not saying to mistreat you or to misuse you, but loving unconditionally. Because that's the type of love you want. If you want your love to be conditional and transactional, then that can happen.
Yeah, I'll say this. True. Say this. Love is a language, and it's bilingual. And everybody don't speak the same language. I'm gonna say that again because I know that went over a few people's heads. Love is a language, and it's bilingual, which means everybody's love language is different. Which means your way of communicating your love language, guess what, may not be interpreted from someone that speaks that same language. If I speak Spanish, right? If I go up to a person that only speaks English and I start speaking Spanish, she's not going to understand anything I'm saying because she's not hearing anything I have to say because she cannot understand. It's the same thing with a love language, right? If somebody's language you can't understand or absorb or inherit, it's not going to be attractive. They're not going to know. It's basically you're speaking a different language to them. And I think Danny said that at the beginning of the show. Like, everybody's love language is different. Now, if you got somebody that's good enough to kind of tap in on your love language and they can pick that up, then that's a one of a kind type of individual.
I hate love languages. Because this is interesting. Now that we're all acknowledging that we're all broken people, right? That because everybody's been affected by this.
In different stages of brokenness.
We've all been affected by this single
or
parent household thing,
Let's
right?
say healing. That's more positive.
So
We're all in different stages of healing.
So I think we all should throw our love languages in the trash because the foundation that they're based on is fucked up.
No, but it's part of the healing process.
No, but if we're all saying, right, that where we getting the original information for about how to make these relationships happen, right, it's not there. We're missing some parts. Right, Dana's saying she didn't get to see the man energy with the woman. I missed that. I missed the family interaction. I didn't see it. Right, so if I'm basing my love language on my experience, and I'm realizing that my experience was bullshit, I have to recalibrate that whole thing.
That's what process I'm in.
So that's
now.
That's why I think that
we
should not focus on, because I just think that's selfish, and I don't think that love has anything to do. The Bible describes like this, right? God defines love, which makes sense to me. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments, which is simple because that means you're going to hold on to your word regardless of how you feel. So it don't matter if I know your love language or not. If you make the commitment to say, I love you, you're telling me that love means, right, that you're going to commit to something.
Well, he got more specific in his definition of love in 1 Corinthians when it was love is, it does, is what he said it doesn't,
Right. Spirits and stuff.
Well, that's the fruitages of the spirit, but I'm talking about love conquers all things, endures all things, believes all things, hopes all things.
Corinthians 13:5.
Right.
That's Philippians. Dana?
Corinthians.
Oh, Corinthians.
You were right with the scripture.
Yes, ma'am.
Which goes right into
You didn't say the
if you
number.
love me, keep my
got it.
commandments, because you're going to endure these things, right?
Dude.
If you make a commitment to something, you're going to endure the bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
You're going to endure I don't want to say the bullshit, because I don't think anybody should put up with bullshit, but you're going to endure the learning curve, right? You're going to
Oh,
have
I like that.
You're going to have the
Learning
perspective
curve.
to say, you
That's
know what?
so
We're both broken people, so let me give this man time to develop and learn these traits and learn these personality things and learn these things he should do, and vice versa for the men to the women. If you meet a woman and like my man in that ran Hades, he met his wife and she was doing her thing before he met her, and he fell in love with her. I think that's amazing because he's able to see that, you know what, maybe you don't know all these things yet,
But you got to.
but I'm willing to take the time and let you grow into being this, whoever you're supposed to be.
But
So.
if you
Because
have
your
somebody-
intent was good. I'm sorry, go ahead.
if you have
Alex.
somebody that's willing to sign the contract and to go that route with you, I don't think it's necessarily where it's like you throw the love language in the trash, because I'm going to say it like this. Whatever your love language is,
I don't have one.
all right,
What,
it's an example, right?
Nick,
All right, so,
your love language is
Whatever
leave me
your-
alone and
so-
let me come to you.
but I'm saying it like this. All right?
And don't be twerking
You may
and have my meal ready.
you may not agree
And
with
my
the,
blunt
you may
roll,
not agree
sorry.
with the verbal context of it,
Shout out to Juju.
but I'll put it to you this way: if love language is the wrong word, whatever your persona is, your wife signed the contract to be able to put up with it.
Right.
So what I mean by that is everybody's love language is meant for someone to be able to endure, connect, and willing to go through that storm with. Everybody's genuine, unique. I don't care what you say or believe. Everybody is for someone. Meaning every individual has that exact opposite that is going to match to whatever their persona, love language, whatever word you want to use.
That's where we disagree. I don't believe
There's one person
No.
for everyone. He's
I don't believe
he will his he
I
will have more than one wife. So in what he believes.
I don't know if I believe that either. I'm not a person that believes in fate and soulmates, but I do believe there's universal truth. So I know Nick spoke previously about where the system of all of this comes from, what we're believing from a societal point or some other place, but I do believe in universal truth that, you know, what you do does come back to you in a way.
Well, that's karma. Yeah, that's karma. But everybody's, perception is reality. Everybody is definitely, an opinion is only as strong as whatever the person receives it as. So it's everybody, there's, however you want to say it or not, everybody has someone for them. Now, if you're a person that believes in having like 8 wives, then that's 7. Okay, that's you.
Jesus said. He said 7.
So it's like
I ain't gonna
The
press.
8th one,
I ain't gonna
she might have
press
been.
him. He said 7.
if you wanna,
She would have been the runt.
me, I don't want to put up with all that.
Right.
Like, I don't.
That's
That's
why
just
he gets 7 because he only need 1.
That's
Oh,
like
but that's
I
what-
just don't want to deal with all of that. So,
But do you, Nick? Do you want to deal with 7 women?
I don't see it as it's not a problem for me. I'm all about building my community up,
Miss J.
strengthening these women.
poor Jay.
You understand? I'm all about that. I'm not out seeking women. Don't get it twisted.
But what if you had a woman
I'm-
that was like, you know what, I would love to be your second wife, but you got to support me
That-
just like how you support your family. Or
Yeah, I wouldn't need that'd end the conversation right there. Because
Why?
she's not coming in the right state of mind.
No,
It's
but
not-
she's gonna be like, no, as long as she wants to help. But
right.
but she's
If she brought that up, I would just say, yo, ma, we not on the same page because this is not about me. It's not about me collecting wives, right? This is about building the community because I have to show my niece this is what it looks like.
so you're saying, each wife will have a different role?
No, not at all. Not at all. We have to build I have to make sure that she's in it for the right reasons.
what's
You
the right
understand?
reason
Yeah,
to
what
build a
Reasons
community?
right? Because when we talk about providing protection, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because where are we getting this from? We're getting it from the Bible. That's where we're quoting
Yeah.
this shit
Well,
from.
back then they were called concubines. So
I'm gonna ask her, what do you mean by provide and protect?
yeah.
Right? We need to be on the same page about what's going to be required from you. What do I expect from you, and what do you expect from me?
Right.
Right? What's going to be required to make this whole thing come together and work? You cannot be jealous.
What
You
about
cannot
from
have-
your other wife? Yeah, would it be a collective decision or would it just
Hell
only be
no.
yours?
Hell no.
But that's what I was gonna
So
tap
it's
in
only
on.
to your liking,
Listen,
and she better just
because this
sit
is the
up and
once
just
again,
be
and
quiet.
shout out to Juju. This is the discussion we had
yeah.
before we took that step, right?
Oh, Miss Juju.
I laid it out perfectly clear because we're adults. I have to respect that she's a grown woman. I gotta respect your mind.
Yeah.
I have to tell you what I believe. Now, same thing I told her. I don't believe in collecting women. Since I've been married 2.5 years, this is the only wife I have, right? And we both, me and her, both on the same page that I can have as many wives as I want. I only have one.
And she
Right?
was really okay with
And she's
that.
okay with that.
Right.
Like,
Because
if you-
because she
Why?
understands the man that I am. She understands that it's not about greed. It's not about lust. That if I was to get another woman, none of those things will have anything to do with it.
So if you get another wife, you get her
don't care if
pregnant,
it
have
was
a kid or
based in
whatever,
love and
all
everything
of that.
else.
So this is my question.
Right,
So, first of all, if you're trying to base it based off back in the biblical days, back then you got to understand they had multiple wives, but each wife carried a different role, and they were called concubines. Hold on, I'm getting to that point.
That's not true, though, brother, because that's true in some scenarios. But I'm just speaking on Jesus Christ himself compared heaven to a man with 7 wives.
I was making a
Okay.
point off that. So
Right.
I was
so
making a point.
Right,
So
right. So
the
I don't
thing
want to
is,
diminish them and just call them
no,
concubines.
the only
right,
reason
right.
I'm saying is so back in the day, the different type of wives still carried different roles. One did one thing, one had another, and if you're talking about trying to take back then's mindset and trying to have that in today's time, that's where I'm finding a hard time trying to grasp that. Because if you're talking about having 7 different women with 7 different personalities in today's time, all agreeing to be your wife,
Correct.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not going to
That's
agree.
what y'all saying. But that's what I understand why
But you
you're
said
saying
it didn't matter if they agreed or not.
I know, I
you
understand.
had the final say.
I understand
That's
why
why
you-
I'm trying to just get
Because
the
listen,
idea.
we're all grown ups.
Yeah.
So if I tell the woman straight up, this is what I'm standing on. This is what I believe. Then that's it. If you choose to move forward, we're both grown.
Yeah.
And then too, you don't have to stay.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can go and you can say, you know, my wife wake up tomorrow and say, nigga, I'm not with this. That's your life.
What's the reasoning behind so many though?
I don't have 7 wives. I have 1.
No. But
you
what would be the reason for you?
I said I would cap it at 7. Cause that's what
okay.
Jesus said.
So that's my
7. It was.
But what would be the reason to want to get 6?
More than
right. So
yeah,
the only
you
I
not
don't want to
enough?
say I don't want to say the only way I would do this because I haven't had multiple wives.
Of course.
Right. So I'm not speaking from a place of experience.
Yeah. I am. I used to be married and I was married for 11 and a half years.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I know that where you're coming from. I got married at a very young age. I'm divorced now, but I was married for a very long time. And that was one wife and one woman with a crazy mentality to deal with.
Right. So
her.
If it's
So I'm just saying. So I guess what my question is
like, how can you
is
wrap your
for
head
you
around
to be. I guess what I'm trying to. It's like
6,
I got married when I was young. So the thing about it is like to one kids, family, all of that, to have 6 more to want to sign up for that same.
Right.
What is the reasoning behind that? Meaning, where's the why?
Why do I need a why? My dad has 8 kids.
Okay.
Right? 4 different women.
Okay.
Right? They all get along. We go to family events. The women, all the kids and shit be there.
They didn't at first.
It's crazy, right?
They
No.
did not
No,
at
that's not true.
first.
That's
That's
not true.
grown into that.
Hold on. My whole existence around my father,
Yeah.
I've only seen the women he's dealt with get into one little argument. And that's impressive. So this is what I'm saying. So I've witnessed
hold on, Danny.
I've witnessed a man be able to manage multiple relationships, right? Multiple children.
Not at once though.
That's a
Danny, this is
contradiction.
no, I lived it, brother. Hold on.
No. Having 4 different wives and 4 different baby mamas is 2 different worlds.
No. That's what you're saying. So what I'm saying is he took care of his responsibilities with these women. When they called on him, he responded. You understand? So that's why I said we have to define what is the woman's expectation from the man.
Okay.
Right? What's your expectation? Are you looking for a man to pay your bills? If a man gets 7 of those, you asked out. You understand? That's where the grown conversation comes in at. But the example I was giving was I've witnessed my father have relationships with multiple women and be successful at them.
Okay.
They all have great relationships, even the children.
Did it start
Right?
off like
So-
that,
so-
or did it evolve to that?
I can only witness to what I was around, so I'm just saying I've never seen them in a dysfunctional space.
Okay.
But one time that
You
I
can only
witnessed
talk to
it,
what you've seen, yeah.
right, in my personal. So I don't want to say that it never happened. 'Cause
Right,
right.
Obviously, I
Got
wasn't
it.
there.
Right. I
but
feel
so-
like something, after a while, of course they're gonna
Right.
be like, "Girl, I done moved on."
But
all
but-
of those
but,
women
okay.
are not.
But I
exclusive.
got to give him credit for that. I never seen it.
Well, can I just make this point though? For you,
Right.
And then I want to hear what you think, Dana. So for Speedy, you said he did not have 4 relationships with 4 women at the same time.
That's what you're saying.
I'm asking.
Yes, he did.
So they were all, and they all knew about it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, and they were okay with that.
So the one time I seen that, I don't want to.
Because I don't
once
think
again,
a
I'm speaking
woman is going to
second-
be like Nick Cannon, for example. That's a good one. Nick Cannon. He is specifically, he didn't have 4 kids in the past year. And 4, right. All of his babies' mamas are dropping babies. Yes. He has 7 children now. Yes. And within the past year, he didn't add it, like 5. Yes. So he's doing, yes. So, and they all dropped like consecutively. So he's like, you know what? He has enough money to do it. Yeah. He has almost $100 million, whatever. I don't know what his net worth is. Right. And he has health issues to where he's like, I want to leave my legacy. Yeah. Now, this man can't do that, okay? Because he has the means to provide for each and every one of those men. Getting back to traditional roles, he can provide all for each and every one of those children the same way that he could in the same exact way. And then some. And their children's children. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Now that's a successful, to me, relationship. Those women aren't complaining about nothing.
Well, Lil Wayne got like 8 or 9 kids, right?
I mean, I'm sure too, yeah. But no, this was a specific thing for Nick Cannon. He said this was done on purpose. This was no accident.
Point, there's rappers or people that got 8, 9, 10 kids, but they have the means to be able to financially provide for all of those.
But I would want my children to be all raised together, though.
They weren't all at the same time.
Okay, yes, Dana.
Hold on, Dana.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
Because I'm speaking firsthand. I'm speaking firsthand, though. So I understand that y'all talking about Nick Cannon and all that, but I'm speaking firsthand. I lived it. So what I'm saying is I'm speaking from facts. I've witnessed it with my own eyes. I don't know what's going on.
But we
in
don't
the
know how
house.
these women do. You
That's
don't
what
know
you
their
said. Hold on.
perspective, though.
Then-
We only seeing the
but that's-
son looking
that's-
at his dad,
So
as a Mac kind of low key.
No.
Or handling his responsibilities
the
with 4
only
different
perspective.
women. We don't know their perspective.
So this is the only perspective This is what I'm telling you. So the fact that he showed me, right, that he can have functional relationships with these women, raise these kids, be there for these kids, be in all their lives, right, not be in a dysfunctional space with them. That proves to me that with the proper knowledge of how because he's doing this just on a whim with what he know. So that shows me with the proper knowledge and education about how to be a man, how to actually run your family. I believe it's 100% possible.
Let me ask you this: how long did you witness this?
My whole life.
Okay, and I'm not.
Thank
gonna
you, critical
my
thinker.
brother and my
Thank
older
you,
brother
critical
are the only
thinker.
two that have the same mother. So after that, it was
Okay,
he
and
was doing his
just so I can get clarity, I'm
Doug.
only
Papa was a rolling
I'm only
stone.
asking this for
And
clarity.
it's not cute.
I'm only
Don't
asking
think it's
this-
cute. We're not going to glorify
Hell
that.
yeah.
I'm only
Shout out to
asking this for
Pops.
clarity. I'm only asking this for
spread
clarity.
that seed. Go ahead,
Thank
brother.
you, critical
With
thinker.
I'm only, like I said, once again, I'm only asking this for
Right.
clarity. So your dad had 4 girlfriends all at the same time, and they
Hold on.
all were okay with it.
My
Thank
father.
you. I
my
don't
father
believe
was
that for one
listen,
second.
I
That they
just-
were okay
yes or
with
no?
it.
Right.
He lied and
Hold on.
he didn't
I
he
can
didn't
answer this.
deceived and he was a nigga.
That's why I'm asking
Let's
the question.
Just say it. Let's
That's
just
what
put it
I'm
out there. I
saying.
love Speedy to death.
Right. My
But your
father-
dad was a comic. He was in the scenes. He was in these streets. He didn't got this one pregnant. He didn't got this one. He was like, dang, you fine too. I
Listen,
know Speedy. We
but
know his
I
personality. I know
lived
you
it,
lived
though.
it.
That's,
I
I'm
know you did.
asking for clarity
That's
because
what
I
I'm
don't.
saying. So my father, if any woman meets my dad, you see it off the top how.
Oh,
he
he's
is.
a wonderful dad.
No, I'm not saying.
No
I'm not saying
one's-
other dad. I'm talking about
Person.
his personality, right?
Yeah.
It's no mystery.
He's a charmer.
It's a player.
Yeah, he's a charmer, straight out.
You see it off rip.
Yeah.
So these women know what you know what you're getting into.
But my question was
No, but
once-
he
but
didn't
you-
make
but-
some promises that he didn't keep, I'm sure.
So this is why I made the statement that if I seen somebody do it the
Yeah.
wrong way, right, and it's dysfunctional, there's not a doubt in my mind
Oh, that it
if
could be
we're
done.
doing it the
Okay, I
correct
got
way,
you.
that it will work. If
Yeah,
it can semi work with a nigga doing it on a whim,
Yeah.
just winging it with no example.
No, I'm not saying it can't be done. I know it can be done, but my question was this. This is where I'm getting the division. I said all at the
Right,
same
because you're looking for a
time.
because that's what I'm saying.
They all were on one accord
listen
at the same time.
The reason I'm making this point is because he didn't do it the right way,
Okay.
and it still worked.
Wait, what does
Well,
that
no,
mean?
they made lemonade out of lemons. That is not ideal.
Wait, I'm confused. What do you
That's
mean?
He's
Listen,
saying that it
When
was
I
able
say
to
hold
work.
on, Danny, when I say
Okay,
it works, I'm
Go ahead.
speaking from a young man
Yeah.
watching his father deal with multiple women. 'Cause I have other men
But
around
he has
me.
no children.
I
though.
understand
That was
what
that's
that-
also very telling, Nick.
I understand.
you don't have
but
any
I
kids.
understand what that could have done.
Subconsciously,
No, Dan, that's not true.
you didn't
I
drop them
understand-
seeds yet.
I
and you
understand
can.
what that could have done to me if it was dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Right? If I seen him deal
Well,
with
you
all
don't
these
have
women
children now.
and this shit was dysfunctional, I understand how that would look. But the fact that I believe that he did the best he could, right? And I didn't witness all this dysfunction. And it used to amaze me going to these events and seeing all my brothers and shit and all the women he dealt with in the same space.
This is the only reason why I asked
Right.
that. Because if you talk about a young boy, when a young man, for example, perfect example, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
If a young man grows up and he sees his dad constantly beating his mom as a young age, most likely when he grows up, what is he gonna do?
Right.
Beat his mom.
Or beat his
child.
girl, right?
Yeah.
If a
Right,
young
right,
man,
right.
so
One of them.
there are certain things that are imprinted in children as a young mentality or whatever. So I guess
Impressionable.
with my
Mhm.
impression, great word. So I guess what my question is, so for you to think that which you are totally your own entity and to your own opinion, you are definitely you got the green light to feel and think whatever you want to feel as your lady does as well. But I'm still feel like I'm not getting the answer.
I understand your question. I'm assuming you're trying to ask me
your
if
girl-
my dad's
your dad had
lifestyle
4
influenced.
women at the same time, and they
He probably
all
had
knew
listen
about
to me,
each
brother.
other.
He probably
and-
had more than that. I'm just saying. I'm speaking about just
The
my
ones that
my actual
yeah,
eyewitness.
actually had
This
the-
nigga's on the road. Who know what he was out there thugging? He probably got kids in other spaces.
Yeah, we don't even
Like
know about.
that's what I'm saying.
Like critical thinker said, that is when you let's see, what did he say?
Dana,
He said,
Dana, they trying to call in. Call right back, Dana. Call right back. Love you.
Okay, so critical
Phone
thinker.
lines are open, y'all.
Okay, so critical
This is blowing
thinker
up. It's blowing
said
up.
that's being sexually undisciplined to have a bunch of babies' mamas.
That's
He did
what-
not commit to
so hold
not near
on.
one of those women.
So once again, let me
He was
say this.
pimping. He was
Let
pimping.
no, we don't
Well,
do
he
that.
was
'Cause
living. He
I
said he
really,
was in these streets. I
but
love
that's not
Speedy,
pimping. So
okay,
let's
Okay,
not-
but he was
He's not
playing.
pimping.
He was playing. He's being a
Well, you
player.
said he was a player.
That's
Yeah,
not
you-
the same thing.
You said
Okay.
you're right. You're right. So he's being a player.
No, listen to this. That's how the world looks at it. I don't see it that way. When I didn't get this image of I can have multiple wives from my dad.
Okay.
If that's where I got it from, I can understand the connection. I actually got this from the scriptures. I actually read the Bible, and the shit said it in the Bible. So I said, holy shit, my dad is not in the wrong like the world's been telling me. He's not this bad guy. He's just doing it without the education about how to go about it.
But you gotta.
And he didn't purposely do that. That was an on accident. It wasn't like it was his life's
Like
mission.
most black
He
men.
was going around.
Like most black men.
Well, but that doesn't make it right, though. Like, it
doesn't make
wasn't
it wrong.
purposeful. It does. I don't feel like these kids had the opportunity to grow up together and
That's
form
not always
those
the case,
bonds.
Danny. That's not always the
So
case.
you got
I mean,
brothers.
but I'm just saying.
You got brothers
that,
and
yes,
sisters
you can.
from the other side.
Yes,
Of
he's got
course.
tons of brothers and sisters. But the thing is that I would feel like the ideal way to, have kids is to raise them together.
That's one
You don't want to raise them together.
That's one person's idea, though. What I'm saying is,
You like, I don't trip and I don't need my brother. I don't need to see him every day. You only
No.
dealing with it.
No.
That does not make it right. Just because you was able to
No,
live
but-
through that
but
does
I'm
not
telling
make it
you.
ideal.
But I understand why you have a negative. I'm not saying you do, but it sounds like you have a negative perspective. But what I'm telling you, it wasn't negative.
I mean,
so people may
you
have.
That's what
don't
he
know
saw,
better,
yeah.
though.
That's
You
what-
don't know
but then-
better than to what to
But
compare it to.
But I
You
can
don't
tell you.
know.
I can tell you. I do because I have a brother that I grew up with. We have the same mom and dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with my brother, that same mom and dad. We're a year and a half apart. We grew up stuck together. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what that bond is like. And then I have the perspective of having a brother sister out of town, having one that lives in Los Angeles. I've have all those dynamics, right?
But don't
So-
make that the norm. That's not normal.
But hold on, Danny. What I'm
Why
saying,
not?
hold on. Thank you, DJ. What I'm saying is, we're trying to say that it should be one way. It's not
So y'all just want families all over the
It
all
doesn't
over the
have to
globe?
be one way, Danny. It's not monolithic. What I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be either the way my dad did it, or it doesn't have to be all under one roof. What I'm saying is, as long as that man stays a man and takes care of his responsibility, that's what's required of him. It's not required of him to
to
have
raise
all
his
the
children together.
to have all these children under one house. That's
So-
not required.
So before you got married, your wife
Never
knew
has
about
been.
your wife knew about
You
this.
guys are
100%.
glorifying bullshit.
And
I
she
just want y'all to know
signed-
that.
No,
You're
you-
glorifying
Let's go to the
bullshit.
call. Let's go to the call.
DJ, it's on you.
Can I jump in?
It's on
Yes,
you.
sir,
Yeah,
DJ out there.
See,
Jump in the
what
room.
you doing, Danny? What you doing is you trying to make everything monolithic based on what you've been told. Like that. Like who told you that that's the right way?
Statistics
Who says that it's
show
the right way?
that
Does
there-
the Bible say that? Does the
No, I'm
Bible
not
say
even
that's the
worried
only
use
about
the
way?
Bible.
Well, the Bible. Well,
can't
first
use
of
the
all,
Bible.
you're not
Where
gonna
you
have.
getting it from?
Because it has
Well,
the Bible has
well,
many different
first-
interpretations.
Right. First
That's-
of all,
yes,
if
it
you're gonna
is.
talk about the Bible,
Don't talk-
if God wanted men to have multiple wives, why didn't He not create multiple women at once? That's bullshit. No, He
said,
did not.
"Be
It was
fruitful and
Adam,
multiply."
and then He made
show
women,
you that when we on
and then He made Eve.
show you that when
He
we
didn't
on
make
camera. That's not
He
true.
didn't make Adam and then create Cynthia, Eve,
Yes, he did.
Marsha. No, he didn't. He would have did that all at once. Stop
Okay, listen.
it.
This is
Stop
my
it.
thing.
You
This is
guys
my
are
thing.
ridiculous
Y'all,
right
this
now.
is my thing.
What's up, DJ?
Y'all will sit up. Well, people. I'm not saying y'all if y'all in the room, but people will sit up here and say a kid can decide what sex they want to be under the age of 18, and they can be all this other stuff. They can be transformers and transistors and all this. But a man can't love more than one woman, or he can't have kids with more than one woman. All the kids have to be in the same house. Like, first of all, that's not even like typical. Like, that's rare. Like,
That doesn't make
people
it
have-
wrong.
it doesn't make it wrong
It
or
should
right.
be the norm.
It doesn't matter. But
I
you
feel like
can't
it should
you
be the
can't say
norm.
what should be the norm and what should not be the norm, because we both all know instances that these people grew up in the same house and they didn't come out good. These people came from a split household and co-parents, and they came out good or didn't come out good. So you can't say that it should be one way, because it's not like 100% of the time that works. What Nick is saying is he's seen this situation and he's seen it handled right. Like, it doesn't matter, because
It could have
what you
been so
keep saying
much
is,
better,
I feel.
though. DJ,
Yeah, but-
it could have been
but
so
you-
much better.
You don't know
It
that.
could
That's
have
not a
been
fact.
so much
You-
better.
you
And it could have
keep
been
saying-
worse,
you
too.
keep saying
But
You
it could have
keep
been
saying, I
better.
feel like.
Just because
I feel
it happened, just like Chris Rock says. I'm sorry, DJ. Let me just say this. Just like Chris Rock says, yeah, you could drive a car with your feet, but that don't mean you should do it. So what? That it
That's a bad
worked,
example.
and that nobody, thank God everything worked out. But that's because you guys made lemonade out of lemons. That was not.
Let me say
you
this.
took something that was kind of and then made it work. I'm
It's
saying
not
under
kinda,
ideal
where's the kinda,
circumstances,
That's
you wouldn't want your
That's
children
not
to be
true,
raised
though.
under
That's
one
true.
roof.
That's not true. That's
You
your.
wouldn't want your
not true at
children to be
all.
raised under one roof.
Okay, so
If-
what's the
I mean,
caller's
let-
name?
no,
let him
What's the
answer
caller's
that.
name?
Hold on, let him answer that.
It's not a requirement.
Would you want them to though? Would it be?
If I had multiple wives, no.
Okay.
I want $1 billion.
If I had multiple wives, no. I would not want all that in one house. No.
Okay,
Not at
so
all.
let me ask the
Because they
caller
need
this.
their
Well,
own
then you're
space.
being
They
a
need to
very
have
selfish
own space that
parent
they
because
mama
what
house.
if your
Answer the question.
children?
Answer the question.
What if your children want to be raised together? What
can
if I
go
want
over
to
there.
see my brother every single
Slide
day?
over there like I did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
So
I think
unfortunate.
caller, can you hear me? DJ?
DJ,
Say it again. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, how's it going, brother?
How's it going, man?
All right, cool. So I think one of the things that I'm definitely noticing here is y'all trying to mix two different times to think that it's going to go with today's time together. And so Nick said that he saw it. This is where, and I'm allowed to disagree because I'm entitled to my own opinion. This is where I feel like the disagreement comes in. He says, I saw it work. Actually, there were probably more bad times of it not working, but you saw, hold on now.
He would never.
I just
admit
making
it.
up shit.
He ain't never.
I was
gonna
there. You
admit
can
it.
ask me.
He's
Just
not
ask
gonna
me.
be real.
No,
Just ask me,
I'm
brother.
just,
You
Don't
wouldn't
make
be
it up.
listen,
real
all
because
right.
it's not going to support his argument.
So are you
he's
the
not
old-
gonna give
so
the
are you the-
real.
are you the oldest
He ain't
sibling?
gonna talk about all the
I have
times
one-
where dad
one
wasn't
brother
at
that's a
every
year-
single
that's an
soccer
exact
game
year older
because
than
he
me.
had to.
And everybody else is
he's
younger than you?
not gonna talk about
All
that.
right.
He's
But
not
that
gonna
wasn't
talk about it. He's
that
gonna
didn't
glorify.
that wasn't important to me, Danny.
So my point of what I'm saying is,
But it was
we're
important to
talking
one of your
about.
brothers and
everybody.
sisters. It was important to your sister that lived in North Carolina. I'm sure.
I'm
sure.
Don't know
The
that
point.
for a
The
fact.
point of what I was
Oh my!
saying.
I talked to her. I'm sure she did. Come on now, you who don't want their daddy around all the time? You don't want.
Everybody
Right,
can't
but
be
that's
at
not.
every-
Stop.
But hold
That's
on,
being
hold on,
selfish. Stop
hold on,
it.
hold
Don't
on,
try
hold
to
on.
make that
But
right.
listen, but Danny, see, this is the thing though. But now you're speaking of something you don't know about because that situation had nothing to do with my father. The reason why she ended up in North, and this is not to put my sister business out there.
Yeah, no.
But that situation had, and that's why we can't speak on that because that has nothing to do with my dad.
But if you were
the
sexually
no,
responsible,
no,
like Critical
that's not,
Thinker
that's
said,
not
we wouldn't
true.
be going through
That's
this, and
not,
he wouldn't be having seeds all
Do
Critical
you-
Thinker's a
Wait,
chump for
global.
thinking that.
Do you
He's a
think your
selfish
dad?
nigga.
Do you think your dad purposely did what he did? Let me ask you that.
No, he didn't.
What do you mean? I don't know.
No,
what
he
that
didn't
means.
purposely
I think.
plant
I think.
seeds
I
all
think.
over the
I
place.
think.
No, he didn't.
This is what I, Danny.
They kept
Let me
it.
Let's
ask the
not
question.
speak in
Let me
absolutes.
ask the question.
Let me answer the question.
I didn't
So,
ask. You can't answer something I didn't
you
fully
just
ask
asked me
it.
if I
No,
thought
no,
my
no.
dad-
Let me finish it.
Go ahead.
So, do you think that? Do you think that your dad? He was a comedian, correct?
Still is.
Okay. So, do you think that your dad purposely had in his mindset he was going to go around get multiple women pregnant and continue to just build a huge family based off that was his agenda and what he wanted to do?
Right.
You think that he wanted that? He wanted to do that.
Right.
Or do you think it was a oops, my bad, you keeping it?
Don't think it was a oops, my bag. You keeping it.
So he purposely got this woman pregnant.
What I think is this
You
is
can't
the.
expect truth from people that lie to themselves.
Or I can't even talk because y'all keep putting words into my
I'm
mouth.
sorry,
I'm
Nick.
just sitting here. You can ask me a question. You don't have to take my answer.
I love you, Nick.
I love you too, Danny.
I'm listening.
I honestly believe that this is the nature of most, if not all, black men that I've come across. Right?
What is?
Have multiple women. This is the nature that I've observed.
That's not true.
That's why I just said that this
That's
is the
what
nature
he's
that
observed.
I observe,
Okay.
right?
Observed.
Yeah.
Amongst black men is to have multiple women.
Okay.
Now, whether they be at the same time or you're cheating or you're past, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
this is what all I've witnessed my
Yeah.
entire life. All the black men I've ever been around.
He's entitled to that because of what he's witnessed.
This
Because
is-
that's not my
Exactly.
nature.
That's his
This is my
experience.
reality.
'Cause that's not my
That's his
nature.
This is my
experience.
reality,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So when I don't look at my dad and say was his plan. He didn't sit down and write this out. He started. He had me when he was 19.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously you're not planning at 19.
How old
to
are you,
have-
if I may ask?
36.
Okay.
You're not planning to have children at 19. You
Right.
understand? Then he actually had my older brother than me. You understand?
Yeah.
After he has these children, he don't look at it like a mistake. He's told me this. He's told every female, have the kid, even if they didn't want the child.
Mm-hmm.
No, keep that child. We're gonna raise this
That
child.
all of those women interacted with each other.
Correct.
They had to.
It's not they had to. They don't have. You don't have to.
Okay.
See, we got to accept the fact that black men are not this evil
listen,
beast
listen,
because
my-
we don't
my
live
question
under
is
the
this.
rule of how white men think we should be.
Hold on, I'm trying to hear you.
This is how the society we live under now, this monolithic thing where you got to be one woman, one man. You do your worldly research. That's not monolithic. That does not apply.
Actually,
Hold on.
statistics
That
say
is that
that
is
is untrue, honey.
monolithic means the way they think, Danny. That doesn't
I
apply. I'm
understand.
just saying that I'm not calling you that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm educated people.
No, I know, baby.
But that doesn't. What I'm saying is it doesn't apply to every nation around the planet. So we can't take one person saying this group of people say it should be one man, one wife, and we can't apply that to the world. This is how Europeans feel this should
Oh,
be.
Would that be saying-
successful
I'm not a
men.
European.
It is the truth that successful
I'm not
men
European.
are backed by one partner, and they have that one partner.
So
Those
if
are
that's-
statistics.
No,
Watch this. Let me say
That
this.
is true.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That
I'm
makes
gonna tell
more
you.
sense. Ice Cube been with the
listen.
same woman for years.
He ain't got
okay?
no bitches on his side.
I didn't
One
say
man,
that. What he
Ice
had, he
Cube.
has married to one woman and been with her for years, and she's still by
A
his
lot of
side.
people have. A lot of
But
people
that's
have.
what I'm saying.
But this
But
is my point of what I'm saying. If
And he's
that
successful as
statement
shit.
if that statement was true, then how come it's so much objection to so many people that are trying to have multiple partners of a statistic saying it doesn't work if what you just said was true? How come it's so much objection to it not working? If what you said was true,
Right.
then there would be more
I can answer-
success
no, I can answer your
stories
question.
and more
Right.
success rates,
I can-
correct?
Statistics
No, that's not
to
correct.
support that.
Because-
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Word.
then.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
saying,
what'd he say?
Right. I'm saying it's not correct because we're not those people. We're two different groups of people. We have different nature, different cultures, right? Like animals do.
Yeah.
Some animals stick with a partner a lifetime. Some don't. Human beings can have different cultures and different natures. I think for black men in general, I'm a black man, I'm gonna speak for that. We have a different nature about ourselves. That doesn't mean every single black man. I'm talking as a whole. We have a different nature about ourselves. That's how I look at it. So that's why I think it doesn't work for us as black people. We get divorced. We have the broken homes. White people function under this rulership. They can function in one wife, one husband. They function just fine. Three
So do
kids,
black
they
people
work
do
it out.
that. Don't
I didn't
do
say they
that.
can't function.
Yeah.
Y'all not,
And it's
don't-
very
I didn't say they
successful.
can't function.
Yeah.
Look at the rates. I ain't making this up. We can Google the numbers.
But does that make it right or
out of
wrong?
all-
What is more
you
ideal?
tell me. So out of all the people that's
Well,
getting,
statistically say
We're the-
men and women, when a man and a wife are together for years, he is naturally successful.
but that's not what I'm talking about, Danny. Just address what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
so we're not
I'm
talking
saying,
about success.
I'm talking about
And relationships?
I'm talking about the success of marriage. When you look at the success of marriage, black people are at the lowest percentage.
But
And that's a
between,
problem.
But that's
You
between.
don't think that's a
no, No, no,
problem?
no. But that's
Yes,
but
that's
the
what I'm saying.
But that
That's a-
divorce rate is because.
No, I'm not talking about the divorce rate, brother.
Okay.
I'm talking about That's about getting married.
Okay.
Black people at the lowest rate of getting married, right?
Okay.
We're at the highest rate of divorce under this
Okay.
under the same ideology.
But why?
I'm finna tell you, brother. So all I'm saying is, if I just take a step back, I'm gonna say, you know what? Maybe this way is not working for this group of people based on these numbers.
That's a contradiction. Because we're at the highest rate of divorce due to them catching their significant other with other partners.
That's what I'm telling you. Our culture
He's
is
saying
multiple
it's not
women.
so what he's
So
saying
if so,
is
we
it's
accepted
in our
multiple
DNA
wives.
for men to
No,
have
hold
more
on.
than
That's
one.
not what I'm
It's
saying.
in black
That's
people's
not-
DNA.
Wait, that's not in our
It's not in
DNA.
black people's
That's
DNA to
listen.
It's not in our DNA.
I'll let y'all speak for me. Go
I'm
ahead.
just
That's not true.
asking.
I'm gonna fall back.
No,
DJ,
no, no.
go ahead.
What do you mean? I'm asking you. I'm
I'ma fall
I'm
back.
getting clarity.
Y'all,
Go ahead, DJ.
Y'all
I'm
not
getting
trying to hear. Y'all not trying to hear it.
Speak
but
on it.
It's just it's all facts, and we going off facts. Like if you listen,
What?
most of the time
What
as
facts?
men, when we have these conversations, we don't say I think, I feel. We only speak on what we know and what we can, really attest to. But for people to say that it's just wrong, it's just flat out wrong, and it's glorifying BS. Like, I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's the right thing to say because everything is not for everybody.
Hold on, Dan.
It might work for some. It might not work for others. It's okay that you want one husband, one wife, and so on and so forth. But to say that nobody should want multiple wives or no man can handle multiple wives or multiple children, I just think that is wrong.
DJ, if we're
I'm
talking
saying
about
that-
facts,
Uh-huh.
if we're talking about facts, DJ, the facts state that one woman or the facts state is it's been a statistical monumental number in everything we're saying of what me and Danny are saying that backs it up. That it is
Like, where
now.
you
If you
gotta
hold on,
tell me, tell me.
because I let you hold on. I'm not saying that it's. Maybe we need to take out the terminology of right or wrong, but I'm talking about facts.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just remove the right or
That's
wrong,
success rate.
but we can say is this: it is looked at more wrong to have multiple partners versus a person wanting to be with one person. Let me ask you this: do you want 5 women in your household, DJ?
As many as I want.
Okay.
Do
now,
you want
no,
them? Is
yes
the question.
or
How
no?
many?
Do you want
5?
5 women living under the same roof? Let's use Nick's terminology. You want 5 wives?
The answer is yes.
You want 5 wives or more wives?
Can you
Stand
support
Can you handle
5
that?
women?
Stand on it.
Can you support
Don't stand on it
5
because
women?
of pride. Hold on. Don't
Stop
stand
it.
on
You
it
ain't gonna
because
be
of
driving
pride.
that Hellcat.
No, I'm talking I'm a realist. I'm talking facts. Don't stand on it because of pride that you feel like your ego is shot. Can you be able to handle 5 wives
Hell no,
under
he
your
can't.
household?
He could barely handle one.
Yes.
I can.
Now
You
why?
can support. That's a lie. Stop
believe
it. I don't
How is it a
either.
lie?
Because they all would
How you gonna
clash.
tell me a
Y'all
lie?
can't
They
be telling
all
the man
would
he
clash.
lying. You can't
No, I
ask
didn't
him-
say that.
Y'all can't
I
ask a
said
man a
that.
question and say he lying.
No, I said I don't believe it.
Tell the truth, DJ. Shame the devil, baby.
No. I didn't say you were lying. I said I don't believe
Of course,
it.
in his mind, he's gonna say,
Okay,
"Of course,"
that
and you
means I'm
Jay-Z
lying.
too.
But no,
Like,
the reason-
fuck out of here. Oh yeah, nigga, I can support 5 wives.
So you mean to tell
sound
me
dumb,
all
DJ.
5
No,
of your
you
women,
cannot.
all 5 of your wives
Be
in
real
your
with
household
yourself.
would get along and
can't.
everything would be all peaches and cream?
I'm not even
Listen,
talking
that's
about
not-
getting along. I'm
Oh,
talking
can
about
I talk?
supporting
You heard what I said?
financially. He couldn't even do
Can
that.
I answer?
I ain't talking about
Can
that.
I
You heard
answer
what I
the
just said?
question?
Yes.
You mean to
They
tell
wouldn't
me
even
that
get
all
along.
5 of
Of
your
course not.
wives everything will be based off what Nick said he saw with his father, which I congratulate if it worked out the way it did.
Yeah,
All right.
he made
You mean to
lemonade
tell
out of
me
lemons. He did not mean to
so
have it
you
like
would
that.
make
Thank
I'm
God it
talking
happened
about
like that.
right now.
Man, you said the question 5 times. I'm just trying to answer it without interrupting.
Speak on it, DJ.
See, the answer is yes. Whatever goes on in your household is only what the man allows. So if you what's going on in my household, you can go. Matter of fact, you have to go. So yes, it's going to work, or you're not going to be here. Period.
And I guarantee you guys will have a hard time trying to make that happen right
what
now.
you
They
allow
are in a
them
whole
to do.
fantasy right now.
I
It's
guarantee
Every
you,
man don't have the
fantasy.
if I was a betting man, I
on it,
guarantee
DJ.
if I was a betting
Bet
man,
your money then.
I
Put your money
promise
up
you
then.
that you would find a hard time trying to find 5 women to want to marry you and sign up with that. I bet you right now.
They're not speaking
Let's-
in reality.
let's show 'em,
Whatever
DJ.
you wanna
Alex
bet.
Porter,
I'll bet
they are
you
not
whatever
they're
you
not
want to
speaking
bet.
in reality.
I will bet.
He's just like,
Listen,
yeah,
I
nigga,
will
me
bet
too.
you and
I
Daddy.
can too.
Whatever y'all want to bet.
You
I
are not
come
going to
up under
find
different-
5 people that are going to sign up unless it's some type of
Can I
experiment.
ask a question? Why does the brother keep saying what he believe and how he feel, and if we keep saying no that you can't?
It's
No, that,
bullshit.
like I
Because
don't
we're
understand
talking
that.
facts,
But this-
statistical
Right, it's not
facts.
facts.
Listen,
It's not.
y'all. You can have your perspective
You
of what
can
you're
think
saying,
you
but
can.
this is what this brother is saying. We can't knock
Nick, let
this
me
man for
explain.
saying he feel like he can have 5.
I need
my nigga.
I know,
I'm
some
sure he
female
ladies.
feel like he can
DJ,
do
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
you can have
things.
10, my nigga. Get
Yeah,
him.
Hey,
men feel like
all
they
right,
can
listen.
jump the
I'm gonna
highest
put
and
it.
they
I'm
can
gonna
do
put this
all
out
that
there.
Let me
bullshit.
I need some ladies to
Keep
call
dreaming,
in. I
DJ.
need some ladies to call in.
Thug it.
I need some
Keep
ladies to
dreaming.
call in and see if we can
Let
go
me
ahead and
explain this
get this
for-
question
let me
answered.
explain this for
I
right
need some
quick.
ladies to call in. Let's see if we can really tackle
I come
this.
up under a different set than everybody else. First of all, I want to say I live in the city of Las Vegas. Everybody is sharing something here. Like, that's nothing to these women. Second of all, I come up being around pimps that had 5, 6, 7 women all up on. I'm not saying what's right or wrong or whatever. I'm saying
Those
that I've
pimps
seen
are
it.
players
I've
because
been
we
caught. I
got
could
we
see.
got checked when
I'm
we called
talking
Speedy a
about
pimp.
PIMPS. I'm talking about put it in my pocket. I'm talking about on the blade, 10 toes down. That's what I grew up. That's what I experienced. I live in Las Vegas where it goes all that. It's not even hard. I have never met a woman that didn't want to deal with whatever I was offering. As long as I'm the man that they need me to be, they're gonna be there.
We ain't
Solid.
talking about pimps and players and wives.
Solid.
Listen, understand the terminology, understand something, man. I'm very highly educated in what I do and how I speak. I ain't talking about, I know the differentials. I know the differential. I'm not trying to degrade you and say you're not. Understanding what I'm saying. I know the differentials versus you saying 5 wives and 5 females or whatever you're gonna have on or hoes or thoughts that you're gonna have on the side. That's 2 different worlds.
6 and 7 hoes is what.
That's 2 different worlds. That's 2 different worlds. I said 5 wives.
Facts.
Can I explain it how it correlates?
Yes.
Talk to him, DJ.
Good word,
It
DJ.
correlates like this. It correlates like this because a hoe is sacrifice makes for a man. You going out on the street every single night, getting in and out of cars, seducing and reducing strangers for your man. So what? That's the highest you can get. So to be a wife is under that. You know what I'm saying? That's easier to be a wife than it is to be a hoe.
I didn't hear the middle part 'cause it's
So
breaking up.
if you're gonna be a hoe for a man, why wouldn't you be a wife for a man? That's easy.
Who identifies himself as a hoe?
No. What he said. Hold on. I got you, DJ.
Hold on.
DJ, you cutting in and
Hold on.
out. So let me just tell him. Let me just fill him
Because
in
you were
on the part
cutting
that
in
cut
and
out.
out, DJ. Hold on.
He's basically, and tell me if I'm wrong, DJ. He's basically saying if a woman, right, the mentality of a woman, if they're capable, right, of selling their body and all that stuff for a man, that's the ultimate sacrifice, is what he's saying.
Prostitution.
Right, and if they can do that, and one man can have multiple prostitutes, right? So he can convince multiple women to do this one thing that's at the highest level. He's
Like a
saying,
pimp.
right, exactly. He's saying if that's possible in a woman's mind, right, and obviously things
And a
happen.
broken woman.
That's what I'm saying.
poor,
Obviously, things has happened, but let's just say, but
Abused,
even
low
even if the
self-esteem.
woman's not abusing all that, I've seen a woman, right, a man that has a lot of money have multiple women around him at the same time, and they're okay with it, right?
Yeah, me
So
too.
we can understand that
Me
women
too.
can
We see
have
that at
the
parties and all the time.
Yeah.
right. So we can
Floyd?
understand the point he's making is that women can have the mental capability of surviving in that environment. So it's not that far fetched to believe that if women are able to be pimped by one man, multiple hoes, that multiple women would marry one man. That's why he's saying it correlates, right? The mental ability to comprehend that correlates.
But do you notice how he said, how you said, though, this is the good point, Nick, that you brought up, that he said men with money can do that. Okay, so that means
Right,
that
I was
you're
making it.
supporting.
Well, I was making. Only reason I said I don't
Because they
believe
can
that should.
financially
I don't
provide.
believe
Thank
that
you.
men should
Thank
be
you.
reduced to being the financial provider.
I'm gonna prove it to you.
But
why?
hold
You're
on.
talking about traditional roles,
Hold
man.
on. The reason. Go ahead, DJ.
Hold on, let me get
No,
on
no,
here.
no. Hold on, DJ. I want Nick to answer
I
this.
was listening to
No,
you.
hold on.
No, because
Nick,
if you're talking
what-
about with money,
Yeah.
understand something. The reason why the Playboy Mansion is called the Playboy Mansion because Hugh Hefner was a billionaire, and all of them women he had around him. Guess what?
Billionaire?
He got.
Yes, he was.
He was. What are you talking about?
Darling.
He wasn't a
DJ,
billionaire.
stop.
He
You
had
was
to
in
sell the
Vegas.
Playboy
You know
man.
that.
Hugh Hefner? He was a billionaire.
Yes, he was not a billionaire.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
The reason why all of those women was around him is because he had the financial means and the gains for them to want to be around that. Danny just brought up a perfect point. The reason why a lot of these girls are around Floyd Mayweather is because he's a multi-billionaire to have the financial means for them to want to be around that environment. The reason why Nick Cannon had 97 kids in 4 months is because he's a
Yeah,
he's close to a
100
billionaire. He's a 100 millionaire
Mm-hmm.
to have the financial means. This is what I'm talking about, which goes back to Danny's point. I didn't say pimps and players and hoes and thoughts and bitches.
Thank
I
you.
said for you in your household right now on July 8th, can you have the financial means to have 5 wives to sit there in your household and have it all peaches and cream, be under the same roof, and
support them all in the
everybody
same
be
way.
okay with that?
You buy one
Nick,
bag,
I
you buy
find it-
5 bags.
I find
DJ,
it
I
hard
got
to believe that.
Wait,
DJ,
hold on.
I'm gonna tag you
DJ,
in,
no,
but tag me
no.
in afterwards. All right.
Hey,
DJ,
I'ma tell
can you do
right
that?
in.
Can you do
The
that?
thing.
What if they
yeah.
all wanted 5?
see-
If they wanted all 5, let's say Louis Vuittons. I'm not even gonna say an Hermes bag. Can you provide each and every woman and take care of each and every woman the exact same way?
Listen.
Yes
The
or no,
thing that
DJ?
you-
Yes or no?
No,
And
I'm-
all your
no.
He
kids.
said no.
Okay.
No,
Thank
because I'm not going to. I can, but I'm not going to.
Thank
But
you.
listen, this
So
whole
why would you
time,
sign
then
up
you
for it?
can't have
you've been
5
putting the
wives
money
then.
over
Let him
everything.
finish, let him
Only a
finish.
man with money can do this. It has nothing to do with money.
It
The
has
money is-
everything to do with it.
It does not. It does not. It has nothing to do with money. If we got a household, we got a community together. I've always been a type that I'm not a rest haven for a woman. I'm not gonna pay your bills. I'm not gonna do everything so you can sit down and do nothing. That's
Ew,
not how
those
I
are
operate. My
traditional
lifestyle
roles.
and my
Which one is
household.
it?
Everybody's gonna work.
You cannot
We
double
all
talk.
gonna-
Y'all can't double talk. First you want
Listen.
traditional roles. I'm sorry, DJ. I'm going to cut you off. First you guys want traditional roles. The man is going to be the provider. The woman, oh, you know our roles so well. We're supposed to stay home, take care of the kids, cook, clean, hold down the household. Now all of a sudden I'm not going to take and pay the bills so that a woman can sit home and do nothing. You sound crazy.
Exactly. I'm not gonna pay all of it.
What if she is not doing
She can
nothing? What if
sit
she's
home,
taking care of
do
your
nothing.
kids? What if she's
That's
taking care of the
different.
household? That's
That's
something.
not what I said. That's different. That's not what I said. I said I'm not a rest haven. I'm not going to make anything easy for anybody. I don't build weak women. I build strong women
Weak
that can
women?
survive without me.
So now
that
she's
can
weak
survive
because
without
she's in
me.
a traditional role?
Yes, and if I die, what happens?
I would hope that you would be responsible
Yes, I
enough to have a life
I
insurance
have
policy.
insurance.
Okay.
insurance
Do
and all
you?
that,
Do
but what
you?
about-
Which
Who?
is-
With
which
who?
is-
With who?
Wait, you contradicting
My wife
yourself.
sells
You can't
life
say it's not
insurance,
about
man.
money, but then talk about if you die, they get all money.
You're not letting me talk.
Because you're not making sense, DJ.
Explain.
That's why.
Because if I do that, right? If you sit at home, you do nothing. I go to work every day.
Yes.
Even if I have savings, even if I have a life insurance, after you have spent all of that, then what? If you never had to deal with money and get up and go to work and bust your ass, you're not gonna understand the importance of a dollar. You're gonna blow all that money. And you got everything and nothing coming in. That's not what I'm building. I'm building something that can survive without me. So if my woman leaves me today, and we split and we break up, she gonna be all right, whether I'm here or not. While I'm here and while I'm not.
But
And
the
that's
point is,
not
no,
even
but
just
that wasn't
one.
the question.
That's
Broke
with
men
everyone.
always say.
But
They
that wasn't
always
that
say
wasn't the
Y'all
question or the
broke.
thing. The thing of what I'm saying is the
Broke.
thing of what I'm saying of what I said was
Y'all
it's gonna
niggas
be,
is
and I
broke
stand
and
strong
want
on
the
this.
world, but can't afford it.
And I
That's
stand
what it
strong
is.
on
Y'all
this.
got champagne taste and Kool-Aid
It's-
money. Fuck
this-
out of
this-
here. You cannot
You
have
talking
5
to the
women.
wrong one. Like, come on now. My girl living in a brand new house right now. My house was just built last year. I drive.
Well,
a
anybody can have a
$80,000
brand new
car.
house in Vegas.
Yeah, but you
DJ.
can't go
That's
get
not
4
doing a
more to
lot.
do that.
I mean,
It doesn't
congratulations, but I
matter.
mean, you do
You're
live
not
in
talking
Vegas.
to
That's like
somebody-
Palmdale.
But you're not. But okay, but you. I mean,
What?
you're not talking to somebody that's just broke and that's just
But I'm
living
saying,
check to
I mean,
check
but
and can't
you-
handle
I
their
mean, it sounds like
responsibilities.
you're over,
You're
like-
talking about somebody that can handle their responsibilities over here.
Okay,
No, I-
well then that's fine. But then why does that make a woman, because she chooses to be in a traditional role and her husband makes the bread and she takes care of the family?
Doesn't, but
That was
but
okay
see, look
an
at the
hour ago,
difference, though.
but now it's
The
not okay
difference
now.
is I never said nothing against that. I never said nothing against
You
that.
said
But
you're
you
not
saying
going to
something
support
against
a
what I'm
woman who's
saying.
going to sit down. If she doesn't have a job, you said if anything happens to you, then she has no way to
Yes.
support herself. What if she
But-
chose to leave her job and to stay at home? That doesn't make her
That's
helpless
totally
and selfish
different.
if she
That's-
chose the
that's
role.
2 different things.
Okay,
That's 2
then
different
what do you
things
think
if
I'm
she
talking
working on
about? You
something
just
else.
don't want nobody to take care of. You don't want a second child. I get that. I get that.
Exactly. So what's
Okay.
the problem? If that's my preference and that's how I want to operate my household, what's the problem?
Well,
I
the
didn't
fact
say
is,
anything
But you
against
just
it.
contradicting yourself. Thank you.
Said
That's
wanted
my point.
5
That's my
wives that
point.
You can't
I
fucking
did not.
afford.
So let's stop there. If you just contradicted yourself, my brother, that you just exactly said exactly what me and Danny you just said. If you ain't sitting there and you want somebody to take care of or provide for and she ain't gonna do nothing, why do you think 5 women is gonna sign up to not get taken care of?
Right.
That's
Because
the
they gonna work
point.
Too.
'Cause they gonna work
why am
too.
I gonna take care of 5 women? Like I've never had to do that. I've
Well,
never
why
had
would
to
you
take care
want
of
5
females.
women?
No.
So no,
And
you
I
want
why
5
would-
support systems.
why
Say
would-
that.
I want
Say you want
5
5
women.
streams of income. That's what he wants, Alex. He
No,
wants 5
why
streams
would
of
5
income.
based off what you just said, my brother? Why would 5 women sign up
To be
to
your
be under
fucking wife?
that
You
situation?
can't
You will
understand
find it
because
hard.
You don't live it. It has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with
Listen,
being
are you
taken
taking
care
notes,
of.
Nick?
I am a man. I am everything in a
he's
man
not,
that they
sweetheart.
wanted. That's why they
show you
sign up for
Huge,
this.
and so are we.
That's
No,
why.
what do you mean? So you mean to tell me, okay, so if it ain't about the money, I guarantee if Floyd Mayweather
about
goes
the money.
bankrupt tomorrow, all of those women gonna stick by his side?
Because he's not.
I
Maybe his.
don't know Floyd
Maybe his
Mayweather. I
manhood
can't
could be
speak for that.
questioned,
Supposedly the man can't even read,
That's
but I
passive
can read. I'm
prostitution.
intelligent. I teach women things. I show women things. I give
Facts.
them hope. I
Nigga, let me
support
stand
all
up
of
and
them
clap.
in their
Nigga, let me
dreams.
stand up and clap.
So basically, so what you trying to say? You trying to be an intellectual
Everything
pimp?
that
Yeah.
Listen, I
that
am
was a standing
everything
round
a
of
woman
applause.
has ever
That's
wanted
exactly what
and
he's
everything a
Preach,
woman wants
DJ.
to be with. That's why.
I believe.
Oh,
Okay,
boy, bye.
so-
Well, then where are your 5 women?
believe
Where are
you.
they? Where
Hey,
are the
listen,
5 women? Have them
I am
call
a
in.
man.
Have them call in next
Listen,
phone
I'm
calls
a
right
man.
now.
I'm a
Phone
strong
calls
black
like
man.
three-way.
Hear me out. I'm a strong black man. And understand this, all right? All right? I'm financially comfortable, all right? I take care of the things that I take care of. I take care of my family, all right? I take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. But what I'm strictly saying, like I was telling Nick, all right, in today's time, you're going to find it very difficult to have 5 or more women want to sign up under these conditions to put up with another 5 or more women under the same roof with one man that can't even provide for them.
Let me answer. Let me just tell you this, brother. It just might be you. Like maybe the woman you come across. I'm not saying you as in you. I'm saying the woman. It's in a woman. Maybe the woman that you are interacting with or you thinking of just don't want that. But there are women out here that are perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's
And
true.
That's
I'll
what
give you
I'm
that.
not knocking.
I'll give you
And
that.
I
So why
cannot
we saying
knock.
it's impossible?
But
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm saying
yeah,
is,
no, I'm
what
not
I'm
saying that at
those
all.
the ones I'm
No, those are the broken ones. Yeah, they easy
those-
to manipulate.
yes.
They're very malleable.
Listen,
They,
I got
you
a
can
lot of
mold
friends-
them and
Yep.
say
I got a
exactly
lot
what
of
you want
friends
them
that
to
are
do.
strippers.
that.
I got a lot of friends that are strippers. Hear me out. I got a lot of friends that are
Because it's not
strippers.
your nature, DJ,
Hold
that's
on,
why
hold
you say
on.
that.
I got a lot of friends that are strippers. I actually know a lot of my homegirls that are high-end models that used to be prostitutes, but it's become they came from broken situations for them to get down to want to become in those industries and stuff like that, because a lot of them have been mistreated or raped. A lot of them has been taken advantage of. No woman wakes up one day and just say, one of the things I want to grow up is to be pimped out by a dude.
Yes, they
that
do.
No,
Yes,
stop.
they do.
Well, they're broken, baby.
Yes,
They're
they do.
broken.
They
Why,
are.
woman
but
does
why
that.
we compare pimping
This is
into
what y'all
to
A
do.
woman
marriage,
wakes
though?
up and says she want to get pimped out. When she grows up, she wants to get pimped out.
Yes. Yes.
You got it. Okay. So maybe that happens
I'm
in
not
Vegas.
talking
My
about
bad.
your family.
Maybe that happens in
no,
Vegas.
We're not talking about your personal experience.
I can't speak on
DJ.
Las
Don't do
Vegas.
that.
My bad. So I can't speak on Las. Maybe that happens in
in his
Vegas.
world,
So yeah, I'm not
what
sure.
happens in
And I'm not
Vegas
trying to
stays
sit
in
here and
Vegas.
pick one
All
side.
over the
I'm
world.
speaking facts. I'm
I
not
mean,
trying to. I'm
there are
speaking.
broken people. All I'm saying is that there's nothing good could come of that. Do you feel like that's a healthy? Do you want your daughter to be a hoe? Of course not.
I want
you
my
don't.
daughter to be. I want my daughter to be happy.
Oh, okay. So if she's happy being a hoe, you're okay with that?
What can I do about it?
I mean, would you be happy about that? Would you be okay
Would
with
I be
that?
happy with it? No, I want something different
Of
for her, but I wouldn't.
course.
It's her life.
So you
I got you,
That's
but
a
you-
contradiction.
No, but why are we
It's not
why
a
are we saying that these
contradiction.
women are hoes because they with a man?
Because they're broken.
No,
I
they hoes
said that
because they
women.
pay
I said
attention.
hoes are broken.
Because
if
if
you're
you-
a hoe
I'm-
out
we're not
there and
talking
you're
about-
selling your body for
I
money,
wasn't talking about
there's
hoes,
something
though. I was
about
talking
you
about-
that's not clicking.
So my
baby.
question
No,
was,
no.
why are
That's
we?
not
But what's the
normal.
So
same
my
thing-
question
hold on,
was,
hold on,
why are
hold
we
on. Listen,
comparing
Dave.
that to a man that has multiple
Because
wives?
you define yourself as a
As
pimp.
and players and all this, you're
No.
the one that says.
Time out,
we-
DJ. I got this.
No,
Hold
that's
on.
not what we
Hold on,
said.
DJ. Hold
If you
on.
define
DJ,
yourself
hold on.
as something-
Hold on.
Hold
I've
on.
never said that, and this is why I take that a little slight handed.
No, I didn't say you.
It's not personal, bro. It's not personal. Listen, it's for the people.
Yeah, let them know.
And this is embarrassing. I'm not saying this shit bragging. This is absolutely embarrassing for me to say this.
Well, thank you.
I've actually pimped before.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
I've actually
believe that.
put a
believe
woman out there, pussy on the corner,
Ew.
returned the money,
Okay.
and then doubled up on her friend. So I ain't got to speak about it. That's why I don't like speaking about it, because often when people speak about it, they ain't never done it. And when you in them trenches, it's not nothing to glorify.
Now, did you enjoy that?
I just
Right.
said it's not
Of
nothing to
course
glorify, but that's why I don't want to skew the two.
So if you have
So,
a daughter,
hold on.
did you?
That's why I don't want to skew the two. A man having multiple wives is not the same thing as a broken woman that decides to sell her body. Because people don't believe in your same ideology. Everybody does not believe one
I
woman,
agree.
one man.
But you can't
So,
put the wives in the same category as having multiple baby mamas.
That's what. Listen,
Yes.
that's
Thank
what
you.
you're saying.
Thank you.
No,
you said
you
it.
said that.
I
You're
never
the
used
one
the word
that
baby
said
You
mama.
can't put
No,
wives.
you said that.
Thank
Speedy,
you, your
did.
father.
You said
Yes.
your father. You grew up.
I
You said
never
that.
used
You
the
was like, my
word.
father was a player.
You can't
I
He said my
never
father
used
was
the
a
word.
player.
That is not the same thing as a pimp.
Can't put
Nah,
wives.
okay.
That's why I was so strong
Now
on
I
the word
think it's
wives.
irritating.
I never.
Yeah, y'all throwing
Slow
extras
down,
on
brother.
it.
That's
I never,
why I was so strong on the word wives.
Listen,
You can't put the
I never
same
used,
category
I never
for
used the,
different baby mamas.
that. You keep saying baby mamas. I
Well,
never used
because
that word.
Well, because she is a baby mama.
That's
What
your-
are they? They
that's-
were not married
so,
to your father.
listen.
They are baby's moms.
So let me
okay?
ask you this: was any of
It
those
is
women
what it
married to your
is.
dad? I guess let me ask you
Listen,
this:
that's wrong.
was any of those
That's so
women? No,
wrong
no,
with
DJ.
both
We're
of
not
y'all.
saying it's
I'm out of
wrong.
it.
You
DJ,
can't
say
make
it.
wives baby mamas.
Say it, DJ. Speak your piece.
No, yeah, that's wrong. Like what y'all doing right now. In my
That's why I gotta
personal
fall
opinion,
back.
It's just wrong.
What is
Because
What
wrong
is
y'all
about
wrong?
it?
Because you don't know how to
extra
differentiate
stuff.
from
Y'all put
wives and baby
words-
mamas.
And
But
hoes.
listen,
It's all three different
brother,
things.
listen, brother, y'all, please listen to this.
Yes.
What me and Nick have said, we have not bashed the other side. And it seemed like all of y'all doing is just bashing the other side because they don't agree with you.
No,
because everybody
that's
has
not
to
true
live
at
this
all.
monolithic
Stereotype.
way.
That's a
Yes, you did. You
No,
called
go
them
ahead. No,
hoes.
go ahead,
You
DJ.
calling
I'm allow
people-
you to finish. Go
calling
ahead,
people-
sir.
I mean, y'all call people hoes. Y'all said it's not the right way. Y'all said it's glorifying BS. Y'all put all
You're
these
hearing-
extra
you're-
labels and extra titles on it. Why not just let people feel how they feel and think what they think? Now, you say everything. What about the kids? What about the wife? What about the man? What if the man really wants more than one woman? Is that so bad? Is he doing
No,
something
not
that's
at all.
egregious?
But I just said it's hard to find that. I didn't say it's wrong
And
or
the
whatever.
women would be on board
I
with
just
that?
said in
It's hard
today's
for you to
time,
find that.
in today's time, I didn't say
Okay,
it wasn't
but
wrong.
here's
I
the
just said in
thing. It might
today's
be
time.
you. It
And the
might be
thing
hard
about it
for
is,
you.
how this DJ, before you called, this entire thing started was he said that him and his wife, Juju, is in a situation where they
Juju.
signed up where he can
out to
get
Juju.
more wives.
No, I can. No, it's not that I can get, nigga. She didn't give me no permission.
Okay,
nigga.
okay. So my
Yeah.
thing, hold on, DJ.
Ain't no permission slip.
Wait, you
nigga.
said she signed up under your condition.
No, he's saying that
No.
he decided.
Got you. Okay,
He's a
okay, okay.
grown
So,
man.
but what I'm saying is
She didn't
this.
give- she didn't give him
So
permission.
where I strongly interjected is when he said, "Well, no," he said we use the word wives. So he said no. Where I interjected is he brought up his father as an example. Where I strongly interjected is you cannot put the same category of having multiple baby mamas in the same situation as having wives.
You keep
It's
calling
two
them
different
baby
worlds.
mamas, bro.
But they are baby mamas. What are they?
What are
What
they?
are they? Is that what you mad about? What the
You-
mother of his
y'all don't know
children?
y'all don't know these women,
nothing
and
but
y'all
the
sitting there
title.
putting labels on people.
What
What
are
are
they?
they then?
Labels on people.
What are they? The mother
What
of
do
his
you
children?
mean? What are they?
Alex,
Live
they're
in your
the mother of
world.
his children.
Live in your
They-
world.
women.
Don't-
They're the. Don't be
I-
mad. Why you
I
mad?
don't.
What'd he say?
I don't
Women,
get
that's
it.
it.
No. What did
No,
you
but
say
I'm
they are,
saying-
DJ?
Oh, yeah, I don't
What
take
are
anything
they?
personal.
But what are these women that are not married?
What are
that
they,
have
DJ?
Kids by this man? What are they?
They're the
They
kid's
just
mother.
Women.
They're women. Oh, they're
Who said
women
that
with
you have
children.
to marry a woman?
Now we're playing
Who said
semantics.
that you have to get married?
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. But that's what y'all been doing. Y'all putting labels on people. Who says you have to get married?
No
Who
one said
you-
it. No, you're right. The Bible, but
Like
that's
y'all
that's
want
okay.
everything to be monolithic, and that's
The
just
Bible
the way,
said it.
it's
Which
just
one
not
are we
that
talking
way.
about? It's a walking contradiction. You
Bishop,
guys are
no,
walking
no.
contradictions.
Contradicting
Which one
yourselves,
is
man.
it?
You
He
are
brought
too.
up he brought up the example of his
He's
father.
using the Bible. See, you pick up the Bible, you take it off the shelf when it supports your point, but when it comes to supporting everybody else's point,
Facts.
you want, oh, what is it about the Bible?
No,
Who said?
DJ.
Nigga, God.
Nick
God
brought,
said,
Nick
motherfucker.
brought up the example of his father.
Thank you.
He brought
That's
up the
what you
example.
did.
So the only
that's
question
the only
we
thing
were
got to use
asking,
by. You said that it worked well for
the
him.
only question that we were asking is, I separated wives versus if his father is not married to all of these women that have kids. What are they?
That's a better question.
They
than
women.
That's a better question. That's a better question to ask than to say that these are baby mamas.
They
Okay,
are,
but
baby.
They are.
Okay, brother. Then you speak on how.
Okay,
They
so-
are
so
though.
maybe that's a negative term.
What
in
are
your
they?
eye-
What
in
would
your-
you
in your
call them?
eyes.
Hey.
Okay, so what would you call
Maybe
them?
DJ, ask your question.
Nigga, what would you call them?
Listen, man.
No,
Y'all.
what would you call them?
Listen, I listen. This is just going in circles at this point. It's clear that you guys have an ideology.
Why you can't answer my question though? My question is very
then
simple.
I
What would
won't
you call
answer
them?
it then. I won't answer it then, Danny.
I'm asking
I was going to
you.
answer it in my way.
Okay.
But like,
Danny, you put the paperwork and the ceremony on it like that's the end all be all.
Not at all. I'm just saying don't try to glorify things. That's our problem as a people is that we try to glorify bullshit. And I feel like it's very irresponsible to go around making families with multiple women and them not having an opportunity. It's selfish.
You can't
I
have your
would-
cake
It's
and eat it
selfish.
too.
I
I
wouldn't
feel like
want it
it's
no other way.
selfish.
You
I
from
feel like
somebody
it's
who's
selfish.
lived it, I wouldn't want to know.
No, that's okay for
I
you
know,
to
but
want
that's
that.
your reality.
I
But
think-
is it ideal?
I
Is
think
that
the- I
something
think
that
the
you would want your
disagreement-
child to just?
I think the
that's
disagreement is here. I think this is where the disagreement. I think this is where the disagreement.
And you don't have
is.
children to this day. You don't think that that's by coincidence.
I think this is where the
You have
disagreement
That's
is.
done
I
on
mean,
purpose.
That's what I'm saying.
You-
I feel like it's
you
by
have
design.
children, Danny?
I feel like
I think
yes,
this is.
DJ. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex.
Do you have children, Danny?
I have a daughter. You know that. She's 21.
Are you married?
I was married to her father. Yes, I was.
And it didn't work out though, right?
No, it didn't.
That was one person.
I was
If you're
19.
gonna have another, so if you're gonna have another child, and then what? Does that mean you wrong?
No one's wrong. I don't think it's about right or wrong. I'm thinking it's about ideal,
You
babe.
said
I'm
it's
saying what
bullshit.
is ideal. What's ideal? Do you know what that means? It means what should happen. What is the best outcome for the best situation, what that would be. And I feel like when you have a man, if I decide to have another child, I want to be committed to that child's father. So yes, I want to raise my child together, bring them up under the most ideal of circumstances, which is a two-parent family, which is his mother and his father. I want
What if
that
the
for
same
my
thing happens
child.
again?
Okay, so DJ, do you have a son?
I have 2 daughters.
Okay, so if you had a son, are you going to teach him that it's okay to go out and try to get 7 wives?
If that's what he wants.
No, that's not my question. Answer the question. Don't dance around it and tiptoe. If you had a son, based off your logic, you and Nick's logic of what you guys are saying, are you going to teach your son that, okay, because my father said it's okay to have multiple wives, that's what you're going to teach your son?
No, I don't push my thoughts on people, so that's
So you're
that's
Well,
contradicting-
you're supposed to
different.
raise your children, and
You
you're
want me
supposed to give
answer
them
yes
an
or no, and it's not a
idea.
yes or no question to me.
You said what?
He said it wasn't a yes or no.
Oh, it's
answer.
not a yes
That's
or
what
no
he- that's what he
question.
was saying,
No,
yeah.
it's a if it don't sound right, he's not gonna answer it.
And you
Because
can't have
the
your
answers sound
thing-
asinine.
'cause it can't
That's
have
what
your
I-
cake and eat it
Well,
too.
in all fairness, DJ didn't say that. I said that. So in all fairness, he didn't say that. So y'all didn't ask me a question. I will answer the question. Yes, I'm going to teach my son that.
Oh, to have multiple wives?
No,
But-
not to have, that he can.
Oh, okay.
I would like it's optional. Like I'm saying, I believe I can have
teach him
multiple
a
wives,
good trade
and
so
I
he
don't.
can take care of them as well.
And that's I said I'm 100% on board with having multiple wives, and I don't. And that's using wisdom, though.
I think the difference is, I think the
Why?
argument.
Why?
Because
is he using wisdom?
because I understand as someone who's married, right, and who takes and who knows.
DJ, we're gonna give somebody else a chance
thanks,
to
DJ.
call. Thank you so much, DJ.
And who knows, going through the experience of what it takes to be responsible for a woman, to provide and protect. It's not about the money. I'm speaking personally.
You're
okay?
newlywed, right?
I'm speaking not new, but I'm speaking.
2
I'm
years.
speaking.
Okay.
I'm speaking personally, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about when it's talking when the we keep quoting all the stuff from the scripture, so that's what I'm referring to. Okay, I don't know what everybody else is referring to, but me personally, when it talks about providing, it's not talking about finances.
No.
Hold on. The proof
Yeah.
for that is when you read the scripture about what a virtuous woman is. It says a woman who can provide for herself, right? So when you break down the scriptures, when you talk about providing, it's providing a head of protection, providing guidance, right? Raising that family, showing that masculinity, that manhood, how to be a father, how to love a woman in front of the children. These are the things. These are the jobs.
So what are you providing again?
Right. So these are the things that a man is to provide
What
to
is
a
it?
woman.
Name them again.
Right. Is to provide protection. Right. To be a priest to his family. Right. To show his family what masculinity looks like.
What
right.
does provide is what? You're just providing things. The provide word is not.
It is. Hold on. It is
doesn't
not.
Take the word out.
When I said finances, when I'm talking about it is not me giving a woman a dollar amount. It's not me giving you an allowance. And the proof of that is when you read what a virtuous woman is, which is what all men should be looking for. She does these things on her own.
Do herself, yeah.
But that
right?
was catering to a man, though.
No.
Because that's what a problem.
But that's not what I'm quoting. When the scripture talks about, I'm gonna show you the scripture when you get off.
I know
air.
the scripture. My mom's evangelist.
That's great. When
So
it talks about,
and I'm a coaching kid.
When it talks about a virtuous woman, it describes most black women today that are strong, that can provide all these things, bring all these things to the table. My point is saying this: the things that the man is supposed to provide, right, is guidance for that family, is protection for that family, is the education for that family. These are the things the man is supposed to provide, because a woman can go out and make the money herself. We see this now, right? So now we have a culture of we don't need the man because that's what the man was reduced to. That's why it's not predicated on the dollar amount. Because if that was the case, Floyd Mayweather would be the greatest example of a man today. And I don't think any man would say, that's what I want you to be, son.
Yeah, he's not a good example.
You understand? So that's why I'm trying to take it away from. It's not about the money aspect of it. It's about, can I deal with what I know is going to come with this woman if I take another woman on? I know all the pain a black woman has been through in this world, right? Do I have the patience to be able to sit there and help her grow? Right? And walk her down these paths and deal with all her hurt and pain and show her how she's supposed to.
Times 5.
Times 10, probably, right? And then deal with the concept of this is a new reality. If there's another woman here, how not to be selfish. How this is about more than just me and you and her.
Okay.
These are all, I have to be aware, if I deal with these, I have to do these things. If it was just
all
about
times
money,
7,
if it
though.
was about money,
Times
Danny,
7.
if it was about money, I have 30.
You'll be exhausted.
If it was about money, if I could just pass, think about how, I think this is extremely disrespectful if it's about money, because I could just pass you $1 and say, fuck your feelings, go shopping. Right? I don't actually have to stay.
No, I need all of that. I need money too.
No, but hold on.
Because I
But
need to eat and I like
but I'm
to
saying
eat.
if we
So I
predicated
want you to provide for me spiritually. I want you to provide guidance. I want you to protection.
I got
and
that.
I want you to feed me too.
But I'm saying if we're strictly predicated on providing
we're
the
doing
finances,
traditional
right?
roles. I don't need you to.
No, I'm
but
saying
I'm
you
gonna want you
personally. I'm
to.
saying
But a lot of the women are
masses-
around these guys with a lot of money because of that.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's a cheap love, because like
that's
Dana said,
transactional. It's
what she said,
transactional.
she said passive prostitution,
Passive
right?
prostitution.
Which is, as a man,
Like
that's
Floyd.
I don't want to speak on Floyd because I met the man, and I don't like speaking bad on black men. But so
What is
personally,
that? What's bad?
I'm gonna say why, because personally, I think it's a sucker move, right, to deal with multiple women and not truly be invested in them.
Oh.
No, he
to
pays
just-
for all of his.
That's not investing.
No, he's talking about like
Right, that's passive
taking and
prostitution.
listening to their problems.
Right,
and-
going to see
and-
your
and
mom,
nurturing
calling your mom to
them.
check
Oh,
on
yeah,
your
yeah,
mom,
And all that.
calling
yeah,
to make
no.
sure your father's
he
good,
throws money at
listening
them.
to what's
Like,
going
yeah,
on. To my
cars,
point.
all
So
matching.
and
Okay,
that,
I see
and
what you're
that's
saying.
what I'm saying. So I understand if I thought that's what manhood was, which is what I thought for a while, I would have 30 wives. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have to be in a position as a man where you can actually help another person. Can you check on her family? Make sure her mom, can she rely on you?
But Nick, you're proving
Can she
my
call
point.
you for guidance? Right?
You're proving
my
my
wife
point.
don't need me to make $1 for her.
Right.
Half her family Jamaican.
Yeah.
They hustle like a motherfucker. That's all they do. You
That's
understand?
facts.
She don't need me for the money.
That's facts.
What she needs me for is to be there to help guide her, support her. When she has a question, she can't figure something out. Babe, what do you think? I'm going through this. I'm going through something. What do you think?
Nick, you're proving my point.
I've been
though.
down this path once or twice, and it went this way. Let me get a different opinion. This is where I come in at. This is where the partnership grows. Yeah. So and unfortunately, I think a lot of times we look at it as just chipping off money. And I think for men, that's some sucker shit.
But here's the thing where I feel like you proving my point, or what I was trying to say that I was trying to explain to DJ. You guys are trying to take the two different differentials in times. Back then, they had the 10, 12, 13 wives or whatever because it was a different mindset back then. I was proving a point. What I was saying is you can't take past times and try to put that in today's time, saying, yes, let me take just because of what I believe and I read the scripture of what happened back then and try to make that in today's time to think 5, 7 to 6 or more women's going to sign up for that in today's time.
Not?
They're not going to do it.
Why not?
It's going to be very hard for you to do that.
Very hard and impossible are two different things.
And anything's
I don't
possible.
expect anything to be easy.
No, but
I don't want easy. I don't want easy.
But here's the thing.
But these are
I don't want
statistics,
easy.
facts
I don't want
that
easy.
back up what we're saying.
I want it to be hard. If I get 5 wives, I want it to be hard. I don't want it to be easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm built for the struggle. Okay. I'm laced up. I'm built for it. Okay. Send me 5, nigga. God, if you're listening, send me 5, man. I'll take all 5. I'll raise them up for you. I'll build up all 5
like
of
a
them.
Pimp.
Danny, hey. Once again,
I'll raise them up.
I'm
for
not
you.
saying
That pimp slipped out there.
No, I will raise them up. Send them my way, Most High.
Raise them up.
I'm just saying,
So
unless you're a multimillionaire.
I'm built for it.
Raising?
Built for it.
All I'm saying is,
Raising?
I'm built for it.
Danny, all I'm saying
like
is it's hard for it. Now, unless you're a multimillionaire or billionaire, these are facts. It's hard to find 5 or more women that is going to sign up to want to be under the same roof.
With a rolled out digital income and be signing up for
not
that.
Gonna do
They're
it.
not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
It's not going to
Most
be
High,
normal.
if you're listening, let's prove them wrong, baby. I'm built for it. Y'all watch. I'm built for it.
We don't let Danny tell it, man.
This has been amazing.
Danny, your shows get better every week, man.
Oh, man, it does, man. I'm in here getting it like, let's go.
I love it.
I love it. Okay, so in conclusion, look, in summation, so.
Did you get the text?
Nick is officially a pimp. No, I'm kidding. No longer. Now he's just doing it the Bible way.
Y'all suckers if y'all pimps, man. That's not cool.
Shout out to everybody that
but
tuned
who
in
you
this
raising
long,
then, Nick? I just want to know who you're raising.
That's just broken people.
Who you raising?
When I say raise, I meant to say raise up.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Right. Like
that's such a better,
I didn't think I had to put
such
the
a
up on there,
wonderful connotation. I love that.
No problem,
Thank
Danny.
you.
Shout out to everybody that stayed with us this long, tuned in, man.
It sounded like that ego was talking.
No,
I'll raise them up. Give it to. I'll raise them.
I meant raise. I just meant raise them up, meaning coming from a low state, showing you who you are, showing you why you're important in this world.
Or what if they already came to you whole, enhancing?
That's even better.
I love that.
Let's work for the God.
Now
man.
Listen, if there are 5 women out there,
send them.
Okay.
Good luck.
I want the Most High to send them. I'm not looking for y'all. The Most High got to send them.
I did have a point to make really quickly though. But you see a European thing, so this man though, but in Sister Wives. It was a guy. He was the man. He was about maybe 45, 50 or so. He had like 5 wives. He had one that he had for 25 years or 30 years. Mm-hmm. Then he had the one that they added on later. And then he just kept adding and built his family. He built a tract home. Of course, they live in Utah. He had a tract of homes, okay, that he had exclusively built for each and every wife and their family.
Nice.
And each and their family. So he would have kids by all of them. It's about like 30 kids damn near total because each wife had at least a minimum of 4 kids. Mm-hmm. So they all are together. They go back and forth to each other's houses. You know, this one likes to cook this thing on that day. They make it work. And I was like, okay, you know what? I had to look at that like, now that's not half bad. You know, like, so a lot of women are sharing their man anyway and have no idea. At least these women sat up here and but it was very structured, Nick. He provided for each and every home the same way, and he was exhausted. He owned his own, I think, concrete company. He had dough, but he was exhausted. Exactly. It was like every single day he had to be with a woman. He never got a day off, and it was like, God damn! Oh shit! Look it! Won't he do it?
Caller.
Hey, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? And how many wives do you have? Hey, Dana. Okay, tell us your point, love. I'm so glad you called back.
Okay, so yes. Okay, Danny, you seem to, just from listening to you, have a lot of issues with plural marriages or multiple wives.
No, I don't have a problem with multiple wives. I have a problem with baby mamas all over the place. Yes, I have a problem with that. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay. So I was listening to Nick, and he was really driving his point about how when his father was engaged in relationships or multiple relationships, and he had multiple children, that all of these women got along, and you were saying, oh, they were baby mamas, and it was impossible, and
it wasn't always like
and
that.
I'm just like,
yeah, it wasn't. It didn't start off like that.
I didn't hear you.
I said it didn't start off like that. I'm quite sure it did not start off like that. As a result, years later,
you weren't there, so you don't really know how they got down.
He's the one that just said it that they did get into it a couple of times. He saw it one. He saw it one time.
Once he had reiterated several times that it was once.
We don't know what Nick knows, though. I'm saying we don't know what happened without Nick's knowledge.
Well, we also don't know if it did happen or didn't. But what you're saying is it happened a couple of times, which could be conjecture, because you weren't there and Nick didn't see it.
Yeah, but he could be speaking on his positives only. Only his dad can tell the truth.
I know, and we don't know what these women have to say. This is from Nick's perspective, hon. It has nothing to do with what the truth is. We don't know the truth. I don't. He doesn't. Nick don't even know.
Right.
But he has his own truth.
That's true.
But who's to say his truth is golden and solid?
But y'all just speaking hypotheticals, though.
You can have your own truth and it not be fact.
To go back and forth with it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, just because Nick says
you
something
just talked about
that is a fact. I know, but it's his truth.
I think Utah.
We don't know to believe you. Only your dad can
Go ahead,
speak on
Dana.
what
I'm
he
sorry.
knows.
Go ahead, Dana.
No, you were talking about the plural marriages and in Utah and how they had homes built and there were like 30 children.
Yeah, the tracker homes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. So what I wanted to say to Nick's point is that it can happen.
Yeah.
But the mindset of the men and women have to be different. Because when I hear Nick speak and him talk about his marriage and his wife and having multiple wives, Nick, to me, or what I hear him say is he's speaking from a community space.
Okay.
Where this is about our community.
Facts.
This is about building our community. It's not like every black woman is married to a man right now. 74% of black women in America will not be married in their lifetime. They will stay single. So what is objectionable about changing your mindset if this person is in a position to take care of
Will you
his
sign
family?
up? Dana, will you sign up to be one of Nick's wives?
I'm too old.
Oh, don't say that.
Ain't no such thing as too old, Dana.
Yes or no?
Don't say that.
We're talking it's true. I'm not worried about it.
Okay, so then ask the question. So then I guess let her ask it like this then. Would you be even if you were younger, would you be one of somebody else? Would you be a number?
If I knew then what I knew now, yes.
You will be a number of somebody's wives?
You know what? It does not matter because my needs and what I need out of that relationship and with those women and from that husband or from that man is being taken care of. It's not like this is a new concept and we never heard of it, but we're speaking from a community space of where everyone's needs is being taken care of, the children are taken care of, and we're building a community.
Yeah, but let me interject. Who's to say that everything in that type of situation is going to be all peaches and creams? Because what you're doing is you're having. Hold on, Dana.
You don't know that in a singular marriage.
I agree,
you
but
don't know what's going to come.
I agree, but you got two different personalities that come under one roof. Multiply that times 10.
And that I want to build what's best for our lives and for our community and for our children.
Right, but listen to what I just said.
And I'm not thinking of it from a selfish point, like I need all the time or I have a high sex drive and he needs to give it to me every night. It's not from that point of view.
Ooh, Dana preached.
Okay, cool.
Dana.
But listen to what I just said.
Okay.
We're just talking one-on-one for now. Two different personalities. Okay. You know your personality, and let's just say whatever guy you with, you know his personality, okay? Now, based off the previous conversation that we had before, you have your different things that turn you off. According to you, you're not affectionate or nothing at all, okay? Now, let's say that you multiply 10 other women that come under your same roof because you're wife number 6, and then you got the other women that come and they are giving everything that they're giving to that man, that you as number 6, number 5, 4, 1, and 10 are giving everything because they are extremely affectionate that man requires. But because wife number 6, her personality and her demeanor is not whatever it is, all right? All of those different personalities under one roof, you cannot tell me, once again, and I'm entitled to my opinion, you cannot tell me they're not going to clash because you have multiple personalities coming under one roof. I promise you, everybody will not like the same thing.
Somebody's gonna lose.
Somebody's going to lose.
I'm not saying it can't work or that it's not going to work. We have different personalities, but what is our mindset? Why do we enter into this situation, this relationship with this one person, knowing that we'll be all here together? Okay, as wife number 6, I'm not affectionate or whatever, but the husband prefers that or he likes that, and he goes to one of the older wives and says, you know what, number 6 is not really affectionate or whatever. It's up to wife number 1 or 2 to come to wife number 6 and say, let's have a conversation.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just disagree. In today's time, you're not going to find it.
It's because it deals with a different mindset. Like earlier, Alex, you said you speak, you're fluent in Spanish.
Yep.
And I'm fluent. I can do sign language, or
Okay.
I'm fluent in sign language. We have activated that left part of our brain, which takes us to a different place where we can think of other things that are outside of the box.
Right.
Okay.
We're open.
Yeah, we didn't disagree with that.
Takes a different mindset, and if you know what you're getting into just from, let's say, a foundational basis, then you can open your mind to the prospect of having this, whether you want to be there or not. Let's see how it works, or this is what my expectation is. Can you fit into this expectation? Of there's going to be things that are going to happen that we don't know about, but can we deal with it? Are we willing to be those people that say, we're going to stay here and work it out?
Yeah, but I don't want you to misunderstand what me and Danny was trying to say. We're not saying that we didn't disagree. Me and Danny aren't saying that we didn't disagree with Nick's mindset of saying that it can't happen. We were simply saying it's going to be very difficult, and if we were betting individuals and statistically trying to find that in today's time, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
Successful numbers. It might be for the few. There are people out there that like all kind of things.
There's definitely people out there, but I'm saying right now, if Nick wants that in his life, and first wife is agreeable, his wife now, and they take on a second wife or sister wife or whatever, I'm saying right now, if that's what Nick's aspirations is, along with his wife, and they're in agreement.
No, he said she didn't give him permission to do that.
No, he said that he didn't need permission from her.
Nobody needs permission from nobody.
But that wasn't the point. Yeah, the point is,
he doesn't need permission from her, but he wants agreement from her.
Of course, because I'm not a creep. I'm gonna be honest with you about, look, this is, I'm my own individual. I'm living my life. If this is how I'm living, I owe it to you nothing else but to be honest with you and say, listen, if you're going to deal with me, this is what you're going to deal with. Now, if she got into it and then I sprung that shit on her, I'm a coward-ass nigga for that.
Yeah, for that.
But if I tell you to your face that, not that I want multiple wives, but if I tell her, like, listen, I do not believe that I can only have one wife. So at any time, if my idea changes, this is what it is.
It's subject to change.
Period.
Yes, and we didn't disagree with that.
No, but I'm saying that was a conversation, not
right. You're not gonna just bring it up on her.
Right. Well, I was just saying, like, it's not even in our relationship, it's not a situation where I'm like, yo, you gonna listen to me? No. If I ask my wife, if I tell my wife to do something, I know the only reason she's listening to me is because she loves God.
Okay.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with me in real life. Like, she's not doing it for me because she loved the Most High. So she's honoring the agreement she made. Right. That's it.
Her vows,
Right, that's it. So I never look at it like she's doing it because I'm telling her to do it or this and I look at it, she's doing it because of the appreciation.
Well, right. And like I'm saying, nobody disagreed with that. Just like if a woman if a woman marries a dude that she knows has a female beating problem, guess what? she's still with him and she still signed up to be with, even though he beats the hell out of girls and women, she's still gonna stay with him or whatever because that's what she signed up for. That's not what we were saying. We were simply saying in today's time it's gonna be very difficult. We didn't say it's not a possibility that you can't find 5, 6, or 10 other ones, but it's gonna be very hard to find 5 or more women with that same mindset that are gonna sign up for that.
And that's a good thing.
That's facts.
That's a good thing that is hard because every man don't need that. They don't need that responsibility or that pressure. It should be difficult.
It's a hell of a lot. It sounds great in theory.
It should
and
be
I
hard.
feel like men's egos are speaking for them in saying that because it's a lot harder than what it just sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, you know.
And I'm agreeing with both of you guys.
Want multiple wives.
I'm agreeing with both of you. It should be hard. It should not be easy. Right. It should be the most difficult task a man agrees to do. 100%.
Right.
No, not just a man. Both. I'm
talking about from the man perspective. I'm saying if the man,
deciding to take on 5 women.
Men, if y'all listening, y'all didn't got all hyped up with my speech earlier, but listen to this part.
Yeah.
If you decide that, it's going to be the most difficult thing you decide to do because what I believe is I can't walk away from my wife, right? So if I take on another wife, because like Dana was trying to explain, Dana understood. For me personally, it's not about me. I'm looking at it. I'm looking out for my community. I'm looking at it as a community.
Yeah, but the energy behind it is going to be so draining.
Not for me.
We can't even support our people
not just
that are here
financially.
today. You trying to bring other folks in?
I'm not talking about financially.
I didn't mention financially.
Help your community that's already established. Don't try to go bring more.
So Nick, you can look at me straight up and just say,
that's not the answer to the problem. Nick.
Yeah. So you can look at me.
Creating and multiplying is not the answer to.
It's a different mindset and something that you want to go into. It's just like understanding something and overstanding and deciding this is what I want for myself and this is what I want for my life. I can live in this way.
No, that's fine. You can want it. I just said it's going to be hard to find it. It's just that simple.
Hard is good.
And then,
hard is good.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, I'm just saying, statistically speaking, the failure rates are monumental.
Monumental.
That's all I'm saying.
Maximum, actually.
Success.
Nah,
I mean,
Nick.
if you make it,
There's exceptions and rules to everything.
Absolutely, no.
Don't
Absolutely.
I
There's
just find it
nothing
hard
out
to
here
believe
that
two
is cut and
things.
dry.
I find it hard to believe 2 things. And with all respect to Pops and Speedy and everything.
Shout out to Pops,
all
by the way.
I just
Speedy.
I'm 1,000%. I'm pretty much, if I'll leave 1%, I'm 99.9% sure that he probably encountered some difficulties with all of his baby mamas.
Well,
no one is looking for the.
LQ said, and let me just quote
but
this.
Read
she
the
said,
last thing she said too.
No, but she said, okay, you're right, because she didn't feel like arguing with you
That's
no
not
more,
why,
Nick.
but go
That's
ahead.
not a okay, you're right. It was like, okay,
Who's LQ?
you're right.
Who's LQ?
Okay, so this is what happened. Okay. So LQ, shout out to her, love you. She said Speedy his father has talked about it being hard and it not being good. So he did talk about that because he has his own show on this radio show, in this studio.
Right.
He always talks. He's been talking, doing the foxhole. He does. So we
Like,
all
that's
know
on the
his
radio.
life.
So that's what I was saying.
No, it ain't. No, you
13
speaking
years.
facts. I'm not saying nothing that
13
never
years.
happened in real life on this stage.
We speaking
this is
facts,
me.
brother.
Okay, so
we speaking facts.
So listen,
he encountered some difficulties with that.
Thank you. It
I
was
promise
not all
you, he
peaches
did.
and cream.
What's wrong with that?
She said,
No,
but you're trying to make it seem like
He
it was
didn't
all
make-
good.
Thank you.
You
That's
were
it.
glorifying
Y'all
it,
making
Nick.
it seem like there's something wrong with struggle.
No, you didn't say that. You made it
didn't
seem
say
like
that
he didn't
he
encounter
struggled.
struggle
You
at all.
glorified it. You said that it was
we're all
good.
grown. Nobody can make it seem like anything. If you miss
No,
it,
That's what
you
you
said.
said.
I made it. Hold on. I did not say it was peaches and cream.
You said that. Okay, Nick.
Or y'all
Now
can
you're
tell me
going
what
back and saying you were glorifying it about 2 hours ago.
100% I glorified it.
Okay,
but
but
what you're not understanding is that no one is looking for the easy path.
You said my dad had no problems with this making it work.
No, what I said was I
Thank
did
you.
not witness the drama. I seen them fight one time. So my point was no one is expecting life to be easy, no matter what path you choose. I'm not under this looking for the easy path.
But you're contradicting
Okay, I know.
yourself.
It's okay. He's a Gemini. That's what they do.
Let's
Like,
wrap the
he
show
got
up.
the
Let's just
evil
wrap the
side,
show
and then
up.
he got
Let's
the
just wrap
good
the show
side,
up.
and they both
You
fight
were,
with
how
each
can
other.
you not be there, but then be there and speak on something that you weren't there for the whole time
He
for?
was there to glorify it and said it all.
He's saying that.
He didn't visually
To
see.
me, I did not witness
dysfunction.
dysfunction amongst these women in these relationships. I seen it all positive.
Oh.
So what I'm telling you
that's why
is
you think
that man did his job
just
because
saying.
when those made it a point to be a man in front of his children
Yeah.
at all times, regardless of how difficult relationships were.
I have a
That's
photo.
Caller, what is your name and where you calling from?
Hey, this DJ again.
Oh, DJ, Jesus Christ. Yes, sir.
I feel like I've watched this. I've been listening to Speedy for over 13 years, and I pretty much know all his stories and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You're not the only one.
And from what like Nick said, there's nothing wrong with the struggle. He didn't make it seem like it was just all peaches and cream. It's never going to be like that. We're talking about the end result, as in it was successful. Speedy always says none of his daughters is on a pole and none of his sons is in jail. So that's successful for him. Okay. So that's where the success comes in. That's where it was done right. That's where it wasn't a problem. Struggle was nothing.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, nobody's saying that, but what I'm just always just saying that initially.
You drive that car with your feet and you could park it, but did that make it right? Do you mean that you should?
Yeah, but
no.
DJ, we're not saying that. The only thing we're saying is initially.
He got it. He didn't hit nobody when he was driving the car with his feet. No, he didn't hit nobody. Thank God nobody died. Does that mean that that's what's recommended? No.
No. He contradicted himself when he said initially, and I have a photographic memory. Nick said, and his exact words, and the way he's, once again, perception is reality, and the way he put the perception out there, he says, my dad did this. First of all, he said, my dad did this, and his exact words is, he had no problems.
Yes,
his exact words.
Okay,
he
so
said
now,
he had no problems.
So hold on, brother.
So that's when
DJ, stay there. DJ. Like, so let's stay there. Let's say
then somebody called him out on his. Somebody called him out on his words.
Okay, hold on.
On the chat room,
brother. I heard you the first time. We on a microphone, so I can hear everybody. And this is the L2, okay? I thought because we're all grown ups here and we all have relationships and been through this cycle, I'm sure more than once. I didn't think I had to specify that they had arguments when you're dating or when you're in a relationship with somebody. This is life. No one on the planet is exempt from that.
But if we're having a dialogue, I don't know you or your dad.
You're
telling me.
So this is. So hold on, y'all. But what I'm saying
somebody
is,
called you out on your untrue statement.
It's not an untrue statement. I don't give a fuck what L said. So L can suck something, nigga. So because I don't I don't give a fuck about being rude. I'm gonna speak the truth.
Why?
Because it's not I didn't think it was an untrue statement because I didn't think I had to dumb down my conversation to the point.
Oh, now we're dumb. No, it's not.
Okay, well I'm done talking. So I'm gonna let DJ talk, and then we can finish the show like that.
Why did it have to be dumbed down? No, you left out the fact that he did have struggles. You tried to glorify one point, Nick, and then basically when that got called out, you was like, "Oh, I didn't think I had to say that everybody has arguments." Fuck out of here. That sounds like a cop out.
You hear me,
That's
DJ?
A cop out, Nick.
You hear me?
It's a cop out.
I don't think it's a cop out.
I mean, he can defend his boy.
I slide back.
He can defend his boy. That's fine.
Don't do donuts in your Hellcat. I love you. Thank you so much, babe.
I just don't think common sense is that common anymore.
Yeah. I slide back, DJ.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. Time out.
I slide back.
Time out. So for a person that don't know him or his father or any. So for a person.
Hey, next time just do this.
Oh damn!
Next time.
Who is that?
Already?
So for a person that don't know him.
Hold on, caller. Go ahead.
So for a person that don't know him, his father, or anything, and we're just having open dialogue and we're hoping open conversation, why does it have to be dumb if we're trying to get clarity? So the thing about it is important. Hold on.
For me to have to explain to you that there were arguments and disagreements is mundane. Why would I have to explain to you that there's arguments and disagreements? Like, of course there was. We're talking about the end result. It was successful. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody got shot. Baby mamas wasn't killing each other.
You said baby mamas, you got a problem with that?
I never heard Speedy say they was in court. I never heard Speedy say he was on child support. None of that type of stuff.
God.
So time out.
I'm gonna just shut up now.
But hold on, I'm speaking my piece though. I'm speaking my piece though.
You
Listen,
haven't heard, DJ.
Understand
you
something.
don't know that that's a fact or not.
Look, this
don't
is
talk about what you haven't heard.
That's what he said.
Time out.
But you don't know that that's true or not.
Okay, so time out. This is Alex Porter speaking though.
Okay.
So this is Alex Porter speaking though. So let me hear you. I'm a guest on this show. This is my first time encountering my brother right here. We're having open conversation, open dialogue, and I'm only addressing, which I'm allowed to disagree with. I'm addressing the simple fact of his exact statements and what he said, which we first originally came out with the conversation. It went from wives to 4 different people with kids. Then it went from that conversation to baby mamas, which you just said, by the way. So then on top of that, after baby mamas, then it went to my dad did this with 4 different women with multiple children with no problems. So the young lady on Danny's chat room called him out and said Speedy actually said he was on child support and he was on a lot of this thing. So nobody's going to object. Hold on. Nobody's going to. That's not what he just said, though. Nobody's going to object to something that they sit there. Like I said, Nick can say his piece from his perspective. The only one that can truly talk about the facts is his father, which he apparently did, that everybody on her chat room is calling out now. That's what we're saying. You can defend your boy all you want, which is cool, but the facts of what I'm saying is we're addressing what Nick said.
Got you. But what DJ...
Does that make sense?
It makes 100% sense. So now we're all on the same page. But what DJ was trying to explain, which is very simple, I wasn't calling anybody dumb. What I said was... You
said you had to dumb down. You said dumb down.
Okay.
Let him talk.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Y'all can speak for me. I'm used to it. Go ahead.
No, but you said dumb down.
Okay. Then
you said I didn't know I had to dumb down the conversation and to include all of people know that if you're in relationships that there's good times and there's bad times. No, you did not start off saying that. You glorified it, and then what DJ is saying is that okay, the kids didn't end up on the stripper club. The kids didn't end up on the stripper club, and nobody was in jail. And what L is saying is that actually he was on child support. Speedy was. He talks about it.
Okay,
you know, he's very. I feel like Speedy is more in like he is more
he's
like
speaking it real.
Yes,
y'all trying to clean it up.
And I don't know
y'all
why
trying to clean it up.
He's not. Like I don't know.
I'm off the conversation.
I never heard your dad. Listen,
like Speedy is very honest about his
child.
I've never heard your dad show.
Change the topic.
I've never
change the topic.
So
he's like,
let's just let it go.
Business.
I'm off of it.
No, Speedy tells his own business. Shut up, DJ.
I'm off of it.
If he got a show, he's telling his own business.
Yeah.
I'm off of it.
How you tell somebody business if you're telling it on your own show?
No, he said it. No, and he said it too. But it's okay.
Yeah, we off of it.
We're gonna agree to disagree. Well, you and I agree.
Yeah, I don't agree. Just for the record. just so in case we keep in record here, I don't agree.
Oh my goodness.
Just to put it in
At the end of the day, Speedy would laugh. I want Speedy to call in. Yeah. Exactly.
There's no hard feelings.
No,
you still amazing.
Brother, I do this all day, brother. I never take it personal. Me and Danny do this every show damn near.
Every show.
This is
I was just addressing what your verbiage was. That's it. Because that's it.
Well, I love LQ.
Hey, shout out to L, whoever she is, man.
She said she's been with her husband. She said, I've been with my husband for 20 years. I know how relationships work. You said that the women nor your father had issues, which is true.
Listen,
so I'm just saying, you know, like, let's not.
I don't give a fuck what L talking about.
Oh,
listen,
don't say that.
I don't. This is delusional. Like, in all honesty.
Why is that delusional, sweetie?
First of all, these niggas is in a chat room. They don't know anybody that they're speaking on. Okay. So to speak on somebody...
Well, if you listen to somebody...
Okay, I can answer your question, Danny. But to speak on somebody, it's like me watching a TV show for 20 years. I've been watching SVU for fucking 20 years. Okay. I don't know them actors.
Right.
I don't know those people. And sure, and when you acting, you see some of your real personality. But it'd be delusional for me to watch SVU and to think I know anything about anybody on that screen. Because it's from afar.
But what if you hear from the word?
Hold on. Same thing with a Dr. Phil or Oprah. Right?
No, this is that.
All right, Danny, you can say how I feel then.
No,
I'm trying to show you how I feel.
Okay, you can feel like that, but what I'm saying, what the truth is
okay. So what I'm saying is the truth. So let's just move on. It's fine.
Okay, so here's the thing. Well, hold on. Let me just address this. So he's saying that these are characters on a show. Okay, Speedy sits up here just like I do. People have a really good idea. People have a really good idea about who I am based on everything. Everything that comes out of my mouth is truth. Okay? This is me. This is my everyday. I have a daughter who's 21. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. Everyone, these are things that people know about me. This is common knowledge. I talk about this shit every single week. Speedy, every day. talks about himself every single day as a faithful, loyal audience. Okay, his father. Okay,
His fans.
His father. Yeah, no, his father has a whole standing
Got you.
chat. Half the chat room knows everybody. They only know me through Speedy. So Speedy, they've been watching him for years, honey, and he has told a million different stories.
So that's what my question.
In a million different ways.
So if they're hearing it from him, if they're hearing it from him, you can't be all like they don't know them because they're hearing it from him.
That was my point. That was all. But
you're
comparing it to an SVU show.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Because it's coming from the horse's mouth,
You're
right?
Smarter than that.
Because it's coming from the horse's mouth.
Thank you. And they're up here like, no, he didn't say this. He said that. He said this. He said that.
And I'm assuming this L girl, she's been watching his father for years, right?
More than one person is saying that.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah.
I'm just saying. That's all. You
that.
can't dispute. You cannot put SVU up against somebody who is telling their truth in this very seat that I sit in. Yeah. He's been told us all what it is.
I'm off of it.
That's all. He's hilarious. It's the best thing. I love Speedy so much. But I'm just saying, he's always been very truthful about who he is.
Transparent.
Very. So I can understand why Nick is like, I don't know. I feel like that narrative of having multiple women and multiple children fits his idea of what he wants for his household and what the scripture says.
Right.
So in that, I feel like that's why he's defending it so much, even though Speedy is like, man,
the reality.
I know, but the reality is, it's like, man,
I wish I could see my face.
yeah, bro, like, come on.
I
didn't made it work. I made it work. Thank God I made it work.
For the record,
but
I
was
do not
it
agree with
struggle?
anything
Was
Danny
it
just said.
hard? Was
For
it
the
10
record.
times harder than it could have been? Yes.
I don't agree with anything Danny just said. For the
That's
record.
okay.
And that's okay.
You don't have to.
Yeah, just for the
it's
record.
the truth. I felt like I said
okay.
I made all the sense. Callers, call in. No. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this next week. But next week I want to talk about was a conversation that sparked from this particular one, and I'm gonna carry it into next week. It wasn't about polygamy. What was it about? Oh, I gotta think about it. But anyway.
You didn't write it down? Man?
I know I should have. I was too busy arguing with you, Nick.
Come on, you gotta stay focused, Danny.
I know, but it's gonna be really
gotta
good.
research.
It spun off. I think it was like the 5 men, like the 5-track home and all that. I think it had something to do with that. Like if you could like the 5 men. I mean the 5 wives and the whole track of homes.
Oh, how the guy built
that whole
this thing up.
community.
Okay. What was that show called again?
It's called Sister Wives. It comes on TLC, and also you guys check out Seeking a Sister Wife, which is also on TLC.
Same network.
Same network.
There we go.
They want us to know, honey. The Learning Channel. Can you go figure? But the same Learning Channel that used to Boo Boo Kitty and all that. That's that same channel that put out Boo Boo Kitty. But not Boo Boo Kitty. What's her name?
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Boo Boo Kitty.
Okay, so our Black Fun Facts. Okay, so you guys, now it's time for Black Fun Facts. Oh, this was such a good discussion, you guys.
Show,
my God. I love it. I done ruffled some feathers, honey. My feathers is ruffled. I'm about to fly away.
That's a good show, man.
Okay, so let me see. You sent it to me. So our Black Fun Fact it comes from, let's see. Who are we? Okay. Sorry. Let me pull it up. Okay. So it's going to be Louis LaPrince, who is the cinematography pioneer who mysteriously disappeared.
You see where he's from?
He is from, Thomas Edison and Auguste and Louis Lumière are frequently cited as pioneers of cinematography, but an inventor who gets far less press is Louis-Aimé Augustin Le Prince. And he was born in 1841. He passed in, I don't know.
Wasn't he born in Hades, right?
Yeah, what to be?
That's why I
Le
pulled him.
Prince? Yeah.
Yeah, he was born. He was talking about Hades a little earlier. So.
That's why you sent it to me? Thank you, Nick.
Wow.
Nick.
Shawty, come on, man.
Do you still love me?
Oh, wait, Danny, listen. I love black people out there. Listen, this is a healthy thing.
Dialogue, yeah.
If you have an opinion, it needs to be challenged. You should have to defend your opinion. You should have to provide proof of what you believe.
Thank you.
You should not run around
It's
this
debate.
world. You should not run around the world just making up shit in your head and then just going with it.
Yes, true.
So if you voice it, be prepared to defend it and stand on it.
I love
this
it.
is
Listen,
good
man,
for the
this
soul.
is what happens on Let Danny Tell It, and she gonna
Yeah.
continue to
It's
tell
good
it.
for the soul.
So this is what goes down, man.
Yeah,
I
this is
love
soul food in
it.
real life.
Oh, you guys,
Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody. My goodness, it's been
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't even know I'd be here till 5. I was like, what?
Won't he do it?
Hey,
Won't he
This
do
is
it?
a really good show. I
Yeah.
just want to thank everybody. So I want to thank my guest, Alex Porter. Thank you so much for coming and gracing us with your presence. You were amazing. I love your ideology. I love all of the things that you can. Father always says, if Nick's sick, we sick.
With that being said, shout out to the Most High. And let me shout out L on this one. I'm sending you a personal message, L, but I'm going to say this on air in case you don't read the message. It's all love. Don't take anything I say personal. We a family. So we should be able to go back and forth and have a little fun, L. So don't get all
He could
butthurt.
call you out your name, and
Don't
then
get
you're
all
supposed to
butthurt.
forgive him.
Yeah, no, you don't have to forgive me. You ain't got to forgive me. Don't get it twisted.
But just don't take it personal.
yeah,
L.
just don't be butthurt about it. Don't take it
LQ,
personal.
I love you, baby. Baba, I love you, boy.
Yeah.
My
That's a
goodness.
girl.
Huh?
That's a girl.
I know. I said I love you, baby Baba.
Oh, I thought you said baby boy.
Baby Baba.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, L.
She
Oh,
gotta call
no.
her
She
next time.
said she's been married to her husband for 20
Yeah.
years. I appreciate everyone in this chat room, boy. Mike Hard, D. Haynes, love you too. Critical Thinker, you the best. Pete Clemenza, all of y'all. Who
Alex
else?
Mack, I don't even know who that is.
I know, Alex Mack.
got
I
new
love
people in
you.
here.
I love you. I know he chimed in.
Yeah,
I
Chemica.
love it. Who else? Buick. Yes.
Hi, Lacey.
Oh yeah, Kamika. Who else? Go
BM.
Young DJ. Yes, thank you. I'm just reading all. Lacey, I love you. We lost Lacey a while ago. He was like, I'm sick of this shit. BM, I love you. Thank you so much, everybody. Even the kid from the Bay, Dana
Shout out
Dang.
to-
Thanks
yeah, thanks
so
to Dana
much
for
for your
calling in.
always her support is just unparalleled. I really appreciate that. Her and Big J out there in Dallas. And DJ and from Las Vegas. I love you
Shout out to
too.
DJ out there in
I
Vegas.
love you too. Do some donuts in your Hellcat
My
for
guy.
me. He has a Hellcat.
My
Yeah,
God, hilarious. You sound like DJ.
Allow me.
You got a Hellcat.
Yeah.
I love it. Frank Lee, I don't care. Thank you so much.
Great
That's another
name.
one. I know, Frank Lee, I don't care. Oh, frankly, I don't care.
Great name.
Just got
That's
that.
what I do.
Great name.
Because it's spelled Frank and then L-E.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying.
then,
That was
that was
cold.
very
fire.
clever.
That was
That was
cold.
so clever. I didn't even get it till I said it. Duh. So anyway, okay, let's see. Who else? Am I missing anybody?
Anybody call that we missed?
No,
you
it
said-
was only
you said
DJ,
Jay?
Big J, and
Dana. That's
Okay.
yeah, and Dana.
Yep.
Okay, great. Oh, well, thank you, everyone. Whoever is tuning in and whoever will tune in, thank you in advance. And you guys locked on that Danny Tell It.
Keep it locked, y'all. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Oh, yeah, hit the like
hit
button.
the like button. Subscribe.
And
Tell
subscribe,
a friend.
please.
Especially today's conversation.
I
Make
know,
sure you
you
tell
got
a
it popping. I was like, dang, it was so
Yeah.
cute at
Y'all
first.
definitely tap in, man.
Make sure
It
y'all
was an
just
honor to be
have
here.
a friend.
Oh.
Such an honor to be here, man.
Tell them where to find your music. I'm
Listen.
gonna play it on the way out.
Everybody, you can definitely tap in with your boy Alex Porter. My Instagram, follow me, official_Alex Porter. Once again, official_Alex Porter. Go to my website, www.alexporter.info. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Alex Porter Music. Y'all, go get them videos, man. Subscribe, and I promise you, we bringing real R&B back, and we bringing it in such a vengeance, man. I got a big banger out called Take This Chance, and I promise you, if y'all really love real 90s beat, you will not be disappointed. Why? Because this is what we do, and I promise y'all. So thank you for everybody that's definitely tapped in. Danny, I love you. Thank you, mommy.
Oh, it is my pleasure.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Definitely.
Please come back and see
Definitely.
us.
My guy, I appreciate you, King.
Hey, listen. Danny, by the way, you were voted second on the best shows on our station.
No!
Yes, you got voted second.
Are you
the only person got voted ahead of you, and this is and I think it's because she's a little better at arguing than you. Is Aaron? Yeah. Like I said, she's
Yeah, I
an
was like,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. So I think that's what it was. Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
you got voted second. So yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
there you go.
excited.
Yeah.
I
it
I
is.
thought Speedy would be number one.
Nah, right? My dad was so offended. He was like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, shout out to the fans, man.
Hey,
Yes,
yeah,
I
y'all keep
love
supporting,
it.
man.
Oh, and shout out to Aaron though for that number one spot.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, so
I love it.
y'all check this music out. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can just click on the link and just check out the YouTube right from the chat. All right.
Oh, and my Cash App is
I'll put it on the screen right
$DANICORRIN. Danny Corinne, one word.
And mine is $Clipset. all
Clip
day.
set.
Yes, sir.
That's tough.
CLIPSET.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know how we do, man. We support.
I
Man.
know, you like
Hit them cash
okay.
apps, man. We
Right,
support.
tip me. I'm used to tips. I
Appreciate
worked at
it.
Roscoe.
Enjoy the vibe right now, man.
Definitely.
Yes.
Enjoy the vibe.
Don't you know that it's no secret that I really want you?